this day from a site near Pyongyang. It went 2,300 miles long. That is the longest test yet by North Korea of a ballistic missile, and crucially, long enough to hit Guam if it was headed in that direction, which it was not.
Fox's Greg Palcott in Seoul. South Korea fired off its own missile test in response. Secretary of State Tillerson called it a provocation, saying China and Russia must do more to stop North Korea. The power is slowly coming back on in parts of Hurricane Irma-ravaged Florida, but dozens of nursing homes remain without it. Several have been evacuated after the 8 deaths in a sweltering home in Hollywood under criminal investigation. Governor Scott says that home will no longer be a Medicaid provider. President Trump visited areas of Fort Myers and Naples, meeting with some storm victims. This is Fox News. Fair and balanced.
.67 degrees, clear skies on this Friday morning, 5:02 on AM 560, The Answer. Good morning. I'm Mike Scott. Steps are underway that could lead to Chicago's former police superintendent, Gary McCarthy, running for mayor. Paperwork was filed Wednesday with the Illinois State Board of Elections to create the Gary McCarthy for Mayor Exploratory Committee. The purpose of that committee is to gauge his chances of winning. Mayor Emanuel fired McCarthy, you may recall, as the city's police superintendent in December of 2015, following the release of the Laquan McDonald police shooting video. A Chicago activist is revealing some new information about the Chicago woman found dead last weekend in a hotel freezer in Rosemont. Andrew Holmes says yesterday he saw a surveillance video that shows Kanika Jenkins entering that walk-in freezer alone before her body was discovered early Sunday. His account contradicts speculation that the 19-year-old was with others and may have been murdered. Jenkins' cause of death has yet to be determined. Authorities investigating after a 3-year-old Elk Grove Village boy was beaten to death. Cook County Medical Examiner's Office says Stephen Figueroa died Wednesday in the hospital. An autopsy determined he died of blunt abdominal trauma, and his death was ruled a homicide. Mayor Emanuel says he is pulling out all of the stops to bring Amazon to Chicago. Speaking yesterday, Emanuel said the county and state are joining him in an all-hands-on-deck approach to landing the e-commerce giant's second headquarters. The governor's already beaten the mayor to that punch. He has already reached out personally to Amazon. Seattle-based company announcing plans this week to build a $5 billion campus in North America. Federal grand jury is charging former Lincoln Way Schools superintendent Lawrence Wiley with fraud for misusing more than $4 million in school funds. He's accused of using bond funds intended for capital expenses to cover payroll and operating expenses, then hiding that fact from the school board. The murder trial of a Crest Hill man ended abruptly Thursday afternoon in Will County when that defendant entered a guilty plea. The trial was entering day 3 when 53-year-old Bruce Gemple offered that guilty plea to beating and stabbing his 89-year-old neighbor before setting that house on fire in November of 2012. An 8-year prison sentence has been handed to a former Boston Celtics NBA player found guilty of receiving guns stolen off a freight train in Chicago. Nate Driggers was found guilty in April of being a convicted felon in possession of stolen guns. Evidence presented at that trial showed the 44-year-old bought 111 Rugers, bought 30 of 111 Rugers stolen by gang members in 2015 from a rail car parked in a rail yard and quickly resold 29 of them. Only 19 guns have been recovered. Driggers again Thursday denied ever selling guns. Illinois House Majority Leader Barbara Flynn Curry will not seek re-election next year. The Chicago Democrat telling the Sun-Times she's looking for new challenges and opportunities. The 77-year-old was the first female majority leader. She first entered the House in 1979. Illinois is not creating enough jobs to keep up with the rest of the country. The latest report on Illinois Department of Employment Security show the state lost almost 4,000 jobs in August, and July's job gains only totaled 600. The boss of the IDES says the state's economy is stuck in neutral. Aussie Mark Leishman is alone on top of the leaderboard after round one of the BMW. Leishman fired a 962 at Conway Farms. Cubs complete the sweep of the Mets with a 14-6 rout. Avisail Garcia went 5 for 5 with a 3-run home run. White Sox mauled the Tigers 17-7. Illinois on the road for the first time this season. They'll take on number 21 USF this evening. Tomorrow, college football. Northwestern hosts Bowling Green. Notre Dame visits Boston College, and Northern Illinois goes early here on AM 560, facing Nebraska at 11 a.m. The news, a service of Cici's. Want to taste that sauced and tossed flavor of Cici's wings on your pizza? Well, now you can. New wing-inspired pizzas with honey barbecue, garlic parmesan, and buffalo chicken. Now on Cici's buffet for just $5 and change. Prices may vary at participating locations for a limited time. 5:07 and a check of traffic and weather on the way next on AM 560.
The biggest conservative event in Chicago is back. It's Freedom Summit 2017, and it's coming to the Westin Chicago Northwest in Itasca on Saturday, November 11th, and it's bigger than ever. This year, see best-selling author and filmmaker Dinesh D'Souza, along with Lieutenant Colonel Oliver North, Larry Elder, Joe Walsh, Dan Proft, Amy Jacobson, and many more. Tickets are on sale now at freedomsummitchicago.com. That's freedomsummitchicago.com. Sponsored in part by Automated Systems Incorporated.
Message and data rates may apply.
Attention, it is illegal to text and drive. So if you're experiencing hair loss and you want a permanent solution, please pull over now, because an incredible offer that could give you your hair back is just one text away. Bosley is America's #1 hair restoration expert, always pioneering the latest technology. And now we're giving everyone who texts GROW to 543-543 an absolutely free information kit that reveals just how easy and affordable this permanent solution really is. Don't wait. When you text GROW to 543-543, we'll also give you a gift card for $250 off. Millions of men and women have come to Bosley for a permanent solution to hair loss. So pull over now and see for yourself how great your hair could look with an absolutely free information kit. Text GROW to 543-543. Plus, get a free gift card. This amazing offer is just one text away. GROW to 543-543.
Investments and securities involve the risk of loss. Ken Fisher, founder and executive chairman of Fisher Investments.
We don't sell annuities. We'll never sell annuities. Most annuities have nosebleed level fees, don't do what the customer thinks they do, have tremendous tax problems, are hard to get out of once you're in them, and are extremely confusing.
Don't let the sound of guaranteed income lead you to financial headache. Call now for your free report, Annuity Insights, and find out why legendary money manager Ken Fisher hates annuities. Call 1-800-770-3377 and see what you might be getting into.
Anything you want to do with annuities, there's a better way to do. If you have more than $500,000 to invest, talk to us.
Get your free report, Annuity Insights, and find out the 9 questions every annuity investor should ask. Call now, 1-800-770-3377. That's 1-800-770-3377.
5:09, just wanted to let everyone know we're following a breaking and developing story in London, where police are treating this morning's explosion on a subway train there as a terror attack. Several are injured. Fox with the latest. We'll update that story with Dan and Amy as well throughout the morning. Now let's get an update on the roads in the Alarm Detection Systems Traffic Center. Here is Jim Talamonte. Good morning, Jim.
Good morning, Mike. In Warrenville, closure still of northbound 59 from Ferry to Butterfield. This closure's been in effect since yesterday afternoon due to a gas leak, and Warrenville police are saying these closures will last till at least 7 this morning. Southbound 59 is open. Northwest side of Chicago got a factory fire. 3900 block West Belden, not far from the intersection of Fullerton and Pulaski. This weekend, starting at 10 tonight, road work will close the ramp from the inbound Eisenhower to the outbound Kennedy till 4 a.m. Monday. Right now, some overnight work is lifting, but we still have delays on the inbound Stevenson. 355 to Lamont Road, 46 minutes, 355 to drive. Having an I-57, 18 minutes, I-80 to the merge Bishop 424. Road work on the right lane. Traffic service Firestone Complete Auto Care. The 4,000 ASE certified technicians at Firestone Complete Auto Care have the state-of-the-art tools to keep your car running newer, longer. Take advantage of the bonus savings day event. Get $100 off any purchase of $500 or more. Wherever you drive, drive a Firestone. Traffic answers when you need them most. I'm Jim Talamonte on AM 560, The Answer.
Chicago's Morning Answer starts next. Your official Chicagoland weather forecast with our meteorologist, Kevin Snyder.
Today, very warm with sunshine, high 86. Tonight, clear, low 65. Tomorrow, mostly sunny, very warm and humid, high 87 and a low 68. I'm Kevin Snyder on AM 560, The Answer.
63 at O'Hare. It is 66 along Chicago's lakefront. This morning in Aurora, it's 57. Your next news update is at 5:30. Continuous news coverage at 560theanswer.com. Chicago's Morning Answer with Dan and Amy starts now on AM 560, The Answer.
Listen to AM 560 on your mobile device. Now available on iHeartRadio. Online at iHeartRadio.com.
This is Chicago's Morning Answer with Dan Proft and Amy Jacobson on AM 560. The Answer.
Good morning, Dan and Amy. For those of you who want to know what it's like to work with Amy.
Oh my gosh, it's heavenly every day, right?
Yeah.
Mike, look at how happy Mike Scott is. Every time he sees me, his face lights up like, oh, she's here.
In response to "It's heavenly, isn't it?" Just so you know, Mike Scott's facial reaction was like,
Take it or leave it.
I just tweeted out a picture at Dan Proft of the kind of hostile work environment that I face.
Yes.
Why? Okay.
Sorry, I got to back Dan on this one.
So if you didn't listen to the show yesterday, the last half hour of our show, we talked about Rod Blagojevich because he and
we're not
Patty
talking about him again.
are under the impression that President Trump may commute a sentence. And you got a little heated,
Yes.
a little emotional. It was good. You know what? Let it out. It's cathartic.
Yeah, right.
I love to hear your opinions.
Let out all the poison.
And so I decided I'm going to get a free Rod t-shirt. But I didn't just get a free Rod t-shirt for myself and for Justin Kosick. Look at Justin. Look at how happy that kid is with his free
I've
Rod
never seen him
t-shirt.
happier.
Look at him. Smile on his face. Keith Conrad, I got one. I got one for you too, Dan. Now, it not only says free Rod.
It'll go perfectly with my Rod doll that I'll now hang in effigy with that
But
t-shirt on.
the O in Rod is his face. Isn't that great? Now feel it. It's a nice tee. Feel nice and comfy.
Oh, yeah.
I think
That's
you
high
should.
quality.
No, it is. But the question is, would you ever wear it? Because I'm wearing this bad boy to church on Sunday to score some points with not only the Lord, but with the congregants.
Of course.
His
the
sister-in-law
congregants of your church, of
goes
course,
to
would be
Deborah
rallying to the
Mel's.
defense.
Deb goes there?
Deb goes there.
Yeah.
Occasionally you see Patty.
Sure.
The girls.
Yeah. Wronged. Yeah. Enlist Sister Helen Pragine, too, to address the council on the wrongful imprisonment.
I just think the whole thing, and we'll not discuss this for many more years until he's pardoned or speaks again to the media.
The word is released.
Released.
Yeah.
I just think
85% of his.
Yeah, truth in sentencing.
Okay, so what? And how many more years?
6.
Yeah.
And then he'll take that drug
Halfway
class.
home. Halfway home. Isn't that
But
great?
I just think time served is good. 5.5 years.
No,
He's
I
learned
know.
his lesson.
That's the important issue.
Will you wear that T-shirt though?
I will not. No.
All right, give it back.
It's right there.
Oh, you never.
It's right
Did you
there.
even hold it up to see if it fits?
No.
I got you a triple XL. I hope that's not.
That's a little
too presumptuous of
that's,
me.
Boy, I'm going to have to suck it in to fit into that.
No, it's just
yeah,
an XL.
his John Cena-like physique will not fit in that.
That's
I can
right.
tell you right now.
Yeah. It's not broad enough up top.
Dan Prof, John Cena. Yeah, I see the comparison. Yeah.
So-
But last night you were cheating on me with Tony Preckwinkle.
Yeah. Speaking of Triple X.
Hey. She is
Oh.
taller than you, by the way.
Well,
you took a picture with Tony Preckwinkle after you made out with her or before? I don't
We're
know.
dating.
Okay.
She was at the golf outing for the Force Preserve Foundation for Cook County.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
all the criminals were there. And
she borrowed Hillary Clinton's pantsuit.
it was great. So I played with Tim
Which is fine.
Schneider, who's Cook County Commissioner, Illinois Republican Party chairman. And he introduces me to Tony Prackwinkle, who I've met before. When I was at WLS, we had her on the show a couple times before she got wise to the fact that it wasn't going to be as friendly an environment as she was used to at the time. He introduces me to her. He's like, yes, I'm familiar with him, or I've heard of his work, or something like that. Familiar with them, or heard of his work, or something like that. It was very funny and very awkward for her. I was perfectly delighted by how awkward it was for her. And then, you know how golf outing. So when we came around the turn, she's there.
Was she stationed at a hole taking pictures with people?
No, I think she was meandering around a bit, but
she wasn't golfing. Right?
And let me tell you something. She fills out a pantsuit about as good as anyone this side of Hillary Clinton.
Okay, it's all right.
And you saw in the picture. I tweeted that out too.
I know. She's also wearing that seafoam green that Hillary's wearing right now in all her interviews. It's like they're simpatico. They're together.
It's very becoming. You should think about a seafoam green pantsuit, I think. I'm not an expert in ladies' fashion, but I thought she looked quite fetching.
Really?
So then we took a picture, and you can see how my presence just lit up.
She looked
Cook County Board
actually genuinely excited.
You know
to
what it
be
was?
standing next to you in a photo.
Well, you know what it was? I bought her a Coke and a smile, and and I paid the tax on it.
Oh,
so we're standing there, and then she's got her hand on my back.
I know. She did the Herman Cain, the time I took a picture with him. That she did. She put her hand on your back.
And then
Was she trying to get you to change teams?
I'm not. Change teams from what?
Be a Republican. Go from a Republican to a Democrat.
What
What
is talking about something else? And so.
Very fetching.
I can't say this for certain. I think there was a little rubbing. I think there was a little rub.
You know what? Since
the
you
lower
never
part of the
the lower back.
Yeah.
Since you never went to prom, this could be your prom picture.
Yeah, really,
I mean,
you're right. I mean, it really is. Yeah.
But where would we put the nosegay and where would we put the boutonniere?
Right. Who's the king? Is what you're asking. It's a fair question. I'll have to take that up with the Cook County Board president. I did have to break the news to her that the cigar you see me holding in my hand, that was bought in DuPage County because I didn't want to pay Cook County tobacco taxes.
Did you tell her that?
Yeah. So she didn't. I think that was about all of my presence that she could tolerate. But here's the kicker.
Yeah.
And remember, this is an outing that's a den of thieves.
Right.
Right. It's all Cook County Democrats. We were the one Republican foursome.
Oh, the good cart?
Yeah, exactly. We won.
Of course you did. Oh, what were you? Wait, 10 under?
26 under.
Oh, you're such a
26 under.
And you made fun of me for being 18 under at our outing?
Where did you
26.
play?
George Dunn.
Well,
it's a good-
okay.
No, but
yeah.
so-
all right, that's possible.
So wait. You
that's possible.
birdied and eagled?
Yeah. We had
You had 4 eagles and...
Keep
Don't let me do the
keep
math.
adding. No, 25 under. We were 25 under.
Oh,
we shot
okay.
47. Yeah, 47. 25 under. But so, yeah, it was one of those things. We had
play from the ladies' tees?
We had a couple natural eagles.
Uh-huh.
Because I drove a couple of greens on par 4s. But
but
it was one of these, ginmick outings where you buy string.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh, yeah,
so that's why. But you
we
knew
did that at our outing.
But you knew in that group we only won by a stroke. So you knew in that outing that everybody was going to do that as well.
Who came in second place, and were you scared they were going to?
No, I don't know.
Nancy Kerrigan, you?
Yeah,
hit you at
right.
the knees?
On the way to the car.
Yeah.
So the nice thing about this, it's not just like you get like a golf glove or a no-show job at Cook County or something like that as your prize.
The same value.
Right, yeah.
Join our pension system. Hey.
Yeah, you get to be picnic table inspector for a year, and then it comes with a 7-figure pension. But no, there's a trophy. It's the Conservation Cup, the 6th Annual Conservation Cup. And there's a trophy that stays at George Dunn with the names of the foursome who won etched in it. So now those Cook County Democrats can see my name on their trophy for...
And Schneider's.
Well, until Rapture,
Uh-huh.
which hopefully is coming soon. Greg in Schaumburg, you're on Chicago's Morning Answer.
When I saw the picture last night on Facebook, the very first thought that I had was
Cute
how
couple.
Amy, well, that was the first thought. The second thought was that picture is going to show up many, many times in political campaigns. But then the actual really first thought was how that had to have been a setup by Dan's radio wife, Amy, in order to be able to get Dan's game face on to go play with Democrats. And to quote President Abominable, you didn't really win that, Dan.
Yes,
you had others that helped you win it.
Yeah, that's
And
true.
guess what?
That's true. It
They
was,
didn't-
yeah. That's
Yeah,
it was a morning answer team effort. Yeah.
Blago and Amy didn't take a dime.
Well, I'll tell you. Thanks for the Blago name.
If I
yeah.
had played on
Thanks
your
for the call,
foursome,
Greg.
we would have shot a 44.
Is that right?
Mhm.
Well, these free
Leaving the blonde out of these golf tournaments, not fair.
these free rod T-shirts are infuriating enough. Where I'm playing today as well. And
Oh,
so,
what scramble are you in today?
No, I'm just playing a straight up round.
Oh.
So hopefully I can
Where
keep it going. Maybe I will personally shoot a 47 today.
If you're talking about it, Dan and Amy are talking about it. It's Chicago's Morning Answer on AM 560. The Answer.
I didn't have the guts to call her Queen Sugar, though. I didn't
Oh,
call
why not?
I
Hey,
thought
Queen
I was
Sugar, give me plant one right
I
on
thought
my
my
left cheek.
existence there was antagonistic enough.
There's something going on. There's pheromones there. I can just sense it in the photo. Today, very warm. Plenty of sunshine. Just a great summer day while we still have summer around. A high of 86 degrees. Your weekend looks spectacular. Mostly sunny on Saturday. Very warm, humid, a high of 87. And we'll get into the 80s on Sunday, but we can't rule out a thunderstorm in spots. Now let's get into our Alarm Detection Systems Traffic Center. Here is Jim Telemonte.
Good Friday morning, Amy and Dan. Northwest side of Chicago, we got a factory fire, 3900 block of West Belden. This is not far from the intersection of Fullerton and Pulaski. Warrenville, northbound 59, still closed. Ferry to Butterfield after a gas leak, which happened yesterday. The Edens, the Kennedy are fine at this hour. The Eisenhower looks good too. On Stevenson, it's heavy. 355 to Lot Road. Overnight work still blocking 2 left lanes. 46 minutes, 355 to Lakeshore Drive. Ryan, 16 minutes, 95th to downtown. I-57, 25 minutes, I-80 to the Murray Bishop 420. Tollways are good. Northwest Indiana, all clear. I'm Jim Talamonte in the Alarm Detection Systems Traffic Center.
The war on depression is over.
You win.
Depression, with all the drugs and side effects, the endless counseling, the frustration with life and relationships.
The war is over. You win.
In a few short weeks, your life will change.
It's TMS therapy.
Over 1 million people have been treated, and the results are nothing short of outstanding. It's FDA cleared. It's covered by most insurance, including Blue Cross Blue Shield and Medicare.
Most drugs and other treatments just mask the depression.
TMS treats the cause, so you can win the war with your depression. Remission or cure.
Depression gone.
Get a free consultation at one of the HPR centers in Chicagoland and Wisconsin. Ask questions.
For you or someone you love, safe, revolutionary, effective treatment for depression.
Let depression recovery begin. HPR centers.
800-604-0208. 800-604-0208.
Go to endmydepression.com.
Once again, Schrank Smoking Gun has great offers to save you money. For the month of September, get 10% off all Smith & Wesson firearms, new and used. There's pistols, revolvers, and rifles. Combine this sale with the M&P Perfect Summer Hideaway rebate for an even better deal. Plus, save even more money and avoid Cook County taxes at Schrank's. Schrank Smoking Gun has Lake County's largest selection of new, used, and consignment pistols, rifles, shotguns, ammo, and full gunsmith services. And the Schrank's humidors have all of your favorite cigars. If you don't already know, find out in September why Schrank's is the firearms store generations of customers trust. Visit smokethelettern.gun.org or call 847-662-4034. Like Schrank's on Facebook and keep up with the Schrank's valuable series of employee product and service recommendations. Schrank's Smoking Gun in Waukegan, your family-owned gun store since 1964. All right, I have to admit it was an eyesore, the chipping and paint peeling on our front and back porch. It looked awful, but thanks to CertaPro painters, the porch looks brand new. The painters who showed up were professional, respectful. They were done in just a few hours, and when they left, the house looked brand new. They really are the best in the business, and it's not too late to book your exterior painting project. There are several spots open on CertaPro's summer schedule. Here's an idea. Let CertaPro painters transform your home while you're on vacation and return to a freshly painted house. They're celebrating their 25th anniversary this year, and so we invite you to experience the CertaPro difference. For a free estimate, call 1-800-GO-CERTA, CERTA, or visit CertaPro.com. That's Certa with the C. Get that painting project off your to-do list. Each CertaPro painter's business is independently owned and operated. CertaPro Painters, we do painting, you do life.
AM 560, The Answer.
So, speaking of my gal pal, Tony Preckwinkle, the Cook County sugary beverage tax repeal that was scheduled for a vote Wednesday this week got kicked to next month, the October 11th meeting.
Did you ask her why?
Didn't have time. She's very busy.
Queen Sugar was busy.
She wanted another time.
Does she have security around her?
There was There was Cook County
Sheriff's deputies
Forest Preserve Police.
Oh, they're there. You know what?
Yeah.
If you want somebody to solve a homicide, you go to the Cook County Forest Preserve Police. They'll get to it in about 4 or 5 years.
I can't wait for their reality TV show.
They're armed, right? Yeah.
I hope so. For their sake. You know what goes on in those forest preserves?
Yeah, I know. Don't ever back your car into a parking spot that gives off the wrong signal.
Is that right?
Yeah. Well, I grew up by a forest preserve, and you can never back your car in.
What?
Because it's a sign. That means
what? I'm sorry.
that you are gay, and you're looking for some action in the forest preserve.
Oh, that's good to know.
These are things you have to know if you live next to a forest preserve. I grew up on River Road in Euclid, right there, by dam number 2.
What else did you learn? Living
That a
next
lot
to
of people
forest
walk
preserve?
in. Well, a lot of people walk in with their dogs and walk out with a leash. I saw that. So,
Oh,
no,
come on.
I'm not kidding you. It's true. And then a lot of people bring magazines by the river. I don't understand that. Single men, it's weird. Saw a lot of crazy stuff.
What's a serene environment? It's like on Walden Pond.
Well, when our
And
cat
you're-
died too, we buried our cat right there by the. Oh, maybe I shouldn't say that.
What, another execution style?
No, my cat got hit by a guy who was high on marijuana.
Was that in
And
the forest preserve as well?
He was leaving the forest preserve on River Road, hit him. But at least he
Forest
fessed.
preserve
At
is
least
fascinating.
he fessed up to it, and you could just reeked a pot. So then we put what was that one's name? Snuggles.
Sure, of
in a
course.
bag, and then buried him in the forest preserve. So he's right there on River Road.
Remembering Snuggles all morning.
Snuggles was the best cat. Snuggles drank beer, would go pool hopping with us, would play quarters. He would sit at the table, and you could do the quarter off his nose.
Uh-huh.
That was the most fascinating. I mean, it was a gorgeous cat, long blonde hair. It was awesome.
Seems like you deserve more than a shallow grave by the lake in the forest preserve. You know what I mean? So you got forest preserves featuring. I haven't seen this on any of the Cook County brochures. That's why I'm a bit fascinating. Featuring single men with magazines.
Yeah.
Reading.
Oh, sure.
Yeah. People identifying their sexual orientation in the parking lot.
By the way you park your car. You're darn right. Yep.
Execution-style murders of family pets. And then, I'm sorry.
Illegal burials.
Yeah.
Dumping grounds for pets you don't want anymore.
And what else? What else is the forest preserve? What else are we missing? By not scrambling the family for a Sunday picnic at the forest preserve?
Well, we used to go swimming in the Des Plaines River. Oh, so gross. But people used to do that back then when it was okay to swim in the
So
Des Plaines
hillbillies
River.
swimming in the river.
That's what, and whenever it was hot out, if we didn't want to go to the Park District pool, we'd go to the Des Plaines River for a little adventure.
Yeah, next to the van
Down
that
by
you
the
lived
river.
in, down by the Des Plaines River.
Coming up on Chicago's Morning Answer.
I thought Chelsea Manning was done being a fella at 5:38.
But first, let's go into the newsroom. Here is Mike Scott.
65 degrees, skies are clear, and police this morning in London are treating this morning's explosion on a subway train as a terror attack.
Emergency services attended, and at this stage, we are treating the matter as a terrorist-related incident.
Several are injured. Witnesses say some were trampled when panicked passengers rushed to get off that train. American officials say the latest North Korean missile test did not pose a threat to North America. The missile launched from Pyongyang flew over Japan where sirens blared, but neither American or Japanese militaries chose to shoot it down. It wasn't primarily aimed at land. Japan issued an alert warning many to take shelter during the missile launch. It was the second test that has passed over Japan. An American ISIS fighter is in U.S. custody after surrendering in Syria. The man taken during a battle on Tuesday, according to Syrian Democratic Forces. A soldier is dead, 7 more injured in a demolitions training mishap at Fort Bragg. Staff Sergeant Alexander Delida was reportedly killed in an explosion that happened on a firing range in a remote area of the North Carolina base. Steps are underway that would lead former Chicago top cop Gary McCarthy to run for mayor of the city of Chicago. Paperwork was filed Wednesday with the Illinois State Board of Elections to create the Gary McCarthy for Mayor Exploratory Committee. Chicago activist is revealing new information about the Chicago woman found dead last week in a hotel in Rosemont. Andrew Holmes saying surveillance video yesterday showed Kanika Jenkins entering the walk-in freezer alone before her body was discovered.
Did anybody pull her down there? Did anybody force her down there? Was anybody on the other side in that room with her when she got down there? And the answer to that is no.
Jenkins' cause of death has yet to be determined. A murder trial of a Crest Hill man ended abruptly Thursday afternoon in Will County Court when the defendant entered a guilty plea. The trial was entering day 3 when 53-year-old Bruce Gemple pleaded guilty to the beating and stabbing death of his neighbor, then setting her house on fire in November of 2012. More than 60% of school kids in the state still cannot read or add at grade level. The latest standardized testing shows some slight gains. Illinois State Board of Education yesterday releasing the latest PARCC scores. Results show students in 3rd through 8th grade did slightly better, as in a few tenths of a percent better on the reading test. Aussie Mark Leishman on top of the leaderboard after round 1 of the BMW at Conway Farms. Cubs over the Mets 14-6. White Sox mauled the Tigers 17-7. The news service of Firestone Complete Auto Care. 4,000 ASE certified technicians at Firestone Complete Auto Care have the state-of-the-art tools to keep your car running newer longer. Take advantage of the bonus Savings Day event and get $100 off any purchase of $500 or more. Whatever you drive, drive a Firestone. 5:33 and a check of traffic and weather on the way next on AM 560.
Mike Gallagher gets a bad feeling about the North Korea situation.
My instincts generally serve me pretty well. I'm going to just tell you flat out, I have a very bad feeling about what Kim Jong-un is up to. And it's on him. But I have a bad feeling about this little chubby, weird dictator of North Korea.
The Mike Gallagher Show, weekdays at 9, right before Dennis Prager at 11 on AM 560. The Answer.
This hourly segment is brought to you by Papa Nicholas Coffee. Papa Nicholas, best beans, best roast, best coffee.
Change in the market shouldn't be a surprise to anyone. In fact, since World War II, we've seen a correction on average about once every 18 months. That's why Arlington Capital Management developed proprietary tools that help them to see what's beyond your investment horizon. Like an experienced ship captain uses tools to avoid stormy weather, Arlington Capital Management uses tools to guide you through market corrections before it's too late and help us decide when to capitalize on opportunity. Call Arlington Capital Management today at 855-471-5796 to learn how their active management systems can help you. Each day, they actively explore the market, our economy, and all the variables that affect your investments. Stormy markets never cloud their vision. The professionals at Arlington Capital Management use their tools and experience to guide them. Call Arlington Capital Management today at 855-471-5796 for a financial review. The number again is 855-471-5796 or learn more at arlington-capital.com.
It is 5:35 and let's check the roads in the Alarm Detection Systems Traffic Center. Very latest on your commute with Jim Talamonte.
Thanks, Mike. Well, the inbound Stevenson overnight road work is done between 355 and Lamont Road. Traffic's moving well in that area. Just a little inbound congestion around Cicero. Outbound, it's stop and go from the Grange Road to the Tri-State. It's about a 3-minute delay. Edens, Kennedy, just fine. The Eisenhower is still looking good. On Ryan, heavy Cermak to the Burn Circle, 21 minutes, 95th to downtown. Up on the Riz Work, 87th with a split in the 3 left lanes. I-57, 25 minutes, I-80 to the Merge, Bishop 423. Tollways are fine, all good in northwest Indiana. Traffic, service of CC's. Want to taste the sauced and tossed flavors of CC's wings on your pizza? Well, now you can. New wing-inspired pizzas with honey barbecue, garlic parmesan, and buffalo chicken. Now on CC's buffet for just $5 and change. Prices may vary at participating locations for a limited time. Traffic answers when you need them most. I'm Jim Talamonte on AM 560, The Answer.
Chicago's Morning Answer continues next. Your official Chicagoland weather forecast. Very warm fall-like afternoon. Plenty of sunshine, 86. Clear and 65 overnight. More humid tomorrow. High of 87 and a low of 68 on Saturday night. 63 right now. Next news coming up at 6. Breaking news as it happens. And Chicago's Morning Answer with Dan and Amy continues next on AM 560, The Answer.
This hourly segment is brought to you by Papa Nicholas Coffee. Papa Nicholas, best beans, best roast, best coffee.
If you're talking about it, I'll be talking about it. Dennis Prager here. Join me this morning at 11, right here on AM 560, The Answer.
Dan and Amy, good news and good news for Illinois. Some bad news for Chelsea. Don't call me Bradley Manning. Yesterday, you have to turn your microphone on so that people can hear you.
Don't call me a fella.
Yeah.
I love that.
I thought Manning, again, was done being a fellow, but not if Harvard had its way, at least initially. The Harvard Kennedy School of Government had extended an offer for Chelsea Manning, the convicted felon traitor.
It leaked 700,000 classified documents.
Current CIA Director Mike Pompeo has described Manning as an American traitor, quote unquote. And he's a convicted felon. That's not up for debate. She was going.
He. No, it's a she.
He. Well, no, it's a he. XY, XX, XY, he.
XY.
So Manning was going to get an appointment as a visiting fellow to the Harvard Kennedy School of Government. The announcement, I'm quoting, she speaks on the social, technological, and economic ramifications of artificial intelligence. As a trans woman, she advocates for queer and transgender rights. Those were her qualifications. Well, that drew, apparently, to the surprise of the dean of the Harvard Kennedy School of Government, quite a negative reaction, including from, say, Mike Morrell, former CIA deputy director, twice serving as acting director, who announced his resignation from Harvard's Belfer Center as a result of the Manning appointment initially, saying he couldn't be part of an organization, quote, that honors a convicted felon and leaker of classified information. That'll also mean that he can't be a part of the Democrat Party. Senior leaders in our military have stated publicly that the leaks by Miss Manning put the lives of U.S. soldiers at risk, said Morrell. I have an obligation in my conscience, and I believe to my country, to stand against any efforts to justify leaks of sensitive national security information. Manning reacted to Morrell's resignation with a one-word tweet.
Good. Yeah.
How about that?
So she's punching back, is she?
Well, hail fellow well met. Not so much under that pressure from the likes of Mike Morrell. The invitation to Manning to be a fellow was rescinded. Douglas Elmendorf, the dean of the school, said, I see more clearly now that many people view a visiting fellow title as an honorific. As what? A criticism? As a instance of ridicule? So we should weigh that consideration when offering invitations. Yeah. I apologize to her and to the many concerned people from whom I have heard today for not recognizing up front the full implications of our original invitation. So that's the bad
Why-
news.
Right, but why did they even offer it to Manning in the first place? Were they trying to be hip? Were they trying to be cool? And why didn't Sean Spicer and Corey Lewandowski, they're fellows as well for the 2017-2018 year, why didn't they pull out too?
I don't know.
Just in protest.
You know,
I mean, Mitt Romney chimed in, Paul Ryan.
yeah.
I mean, this person put U.S. soldiers' lives at risk.
Remember, Manning
for selfish reasons.
Was sentenced to 35 years in prison for leaking that classified information that jeopardized U.S. soldiers. But Manning's sentence was commuted by Obama, of course.
And that's after we paid for some hormone therapy replacement.
Yeah. Elmendorf, the dean of the school, said that Manning fit Kennedy School's tradition of asking influential people to address students.
Oh, my gosh.
Influential. That's one way to describe Manning. Here's the good news, though. Not all bad.
Okay, what? She can go back to modeling?
Oh, that's right. I forgot about
that
the
Vogue.
Vogue shoot, the spread. Ooh.
And then she had to hide the twig and berries.
Yeah. There was.
It was a swimsuit.
Well, no, I understand. A one
like
piece.
The Danish girl. Gosh, looks exactly like. Did you see that movie yet?
I have not.
Eddie
but if you
Redmayne.
mean that Chelsea Manning looks like Eddie Redmayne, then yeah, I suppose that's.
No, she does.
Yeah.
They do. There's a lot of similarities.
Eddie Redmayne's a dude.
I understand that, but Eddie Redmayne played a woman.
No,
I
got
transitioned
that.
like one of the first transgender people.
Just like Bradley Manning is playing one.
They look a lot alike.
Yeah. Well, the good news is that the Kennedy School withdrawing the invitation now clears the way for more enlightened institutions of higher learning who are interested in putting enemies of the state on their faculty, like the University of Illinois at Chicago, the University of Illinois, and Northwestern. So the good news for us in Chicago is that it's highly likely you'll find Chelsea Manning in some kind of academic position of renown, of respect, I presume. Like you can find once upon a time, you could find a Bill Ayers at UIC. You could find a Bernie Dean Dorn at the Family Law Center at Northwestern. You can still find a James Kilgore down at U of I. So, I mean, I think Chelsea Manning would make a fine addition. And I know that Illinois taxpayers would be happy to finance Chelsea Manning's the chair of subversive studies at a U of I or Northwestern, maybe.
I mean, was this their way of celebrating the transgender community? Of saying, hey, look, we know she's a traitor, 6 counts of espionage, but we like what she's doing socially.
Yeah. Philip in Blue Island, you're on Chicago's Morning Answer.
So instead of dealing with the truth, can you hear me, sir?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Instead of dealing with the truth, you're going to go into this character assassination. The information that Manning released was of war crimes being committed by the United States Army. I mean, they even killed kids. I mean, they were just literally murdering people on the streets of, and I don't know if it was Ramah, Baghdad, wherever it was, in Iraq. And he released it because, I mean, a whistleblower, but now he's, since he has these personal issues with sex change and all this stuff, and everything that you all are saying is just really just character assassination.
Is
not knowing that,
Philip? So the 35-year prison sentence, is that character assassination? Am I making that up?
I mean, what are they going to do? I mean, the court martial, they're going to railroad the man into jail.
Oh, I see.
What are they supposed to do?
So
That's what the U.S. military does.
Manning's innocent.
I beg your pardon?
Manning is innocent.
I'm not saying this man is innocent. I mean,
Well, you just said he got railroaded.
He was court-martialed. Yeah. Well, okay.
Well, so which is it?
You can't get railroaded and still be innocent.
Well, he took an oath when he became a soldier.
Wait a second. I'm saying, you're saying he got railroaded. I'm asking you if he's innocent, and you're saying I'm not saying he's innocent. Which is it?
The video that he released, he was a whistleblower.
Well, he got 30.
He blew the whistle on the military.
So he's innocent. I want you to say he's innocent, because you're saying he's a whistleblower.
Yes.
He's innocent. Okay.
He should not have been found guilty of whistleblowing in a case that.
Well, he wasn't found guilty of whistleblowing. He was found guilty of traitorous activity, illegally leaking classified information.
He released 700,000 documents.
Thanks for the call, Philip.
700,000 documents.
Yeah, because he's a
That puts
whistleblower, according to Philip. See, that's what I'm saying. Philip would be happy to pay for Manning to have a sinecure. It's U of I, UIC.
To be a fellow.
You know, a seven-figure pension after a handful of years, and you know, send your kids to be educated about technology. What was the information in terms of Manning's qualification? The
artificial intelligence.
Yeah, the social, technological, and economic ramifications of artificial intelligence.
As a trans woman, she advocates for queer and transgender rights.
And there's nothing more relevant about national security discussions than what you do with your Twitter account on things that are unrelated to national security or the military. Oh, boy. All right. Well, I can't wait
to see where she lands.
For Manning. Well, I know. Well, you mean, please,
which one? UIC.
Be more specific, right.
Well, University of Chicago, UIC, or U of I?
And we'll take your calls on this. Which Illinois college or university should hire Chelsea Manning? Where do you think Manning would best fit? Right.
312-642-5600 is our turnkey.pro answer line. 64636, type in DA, then a quick comment.
Yeah. I don't know. I'd
Like
love
the maroon colors of University of Chicago might be striking on
a panel discussion with Manning, Ayers, Kilgore, and
Ooh.
Dorn. All the leading intellectuals in Illinois academic circles I think that would be fun.
Listen to Dan and Amy on your smartphone. Download the AM560 mobile app today at 560theanswer.com/mobile.
Warm weather on the way. It is 66 degrees right now, but we're going to be in the 80s for the next 3 days. A high today of 86 degrees with plenty of sunshine. Tomorrow, Saturday, sunny, very warm, humid, a high of 87 degrees. Don't forget to go to Taco Fest on Southport and Addison. Proceeds go to help Blaine Elementary School. And then on Sunday...
Advance the cause of anti-Catholic bigotry.
We stop it on Sunday. No, Dan, it's helping the children. Mostly cloudy, humid, a thunderstorm in spots, a high of 82. Let's get into our alarm detection systems traffic center. Any road closures on Southport yet, Jim?
No, not yet, Amy. Things are pretty clear.
It starts Saturday.
Surprised. I thought there'd be lines, for about 3 miles long to get in, but not yet. We'll keep an eye on it. See if we can get a jam cam over there. In Warrenville, we have good news, though. There's a reopening of 59 between Ferry and Butterfield. This was closed on the northbound side since yesterday after a gas leak, but it's all open again now. Edens is wide open. Kennedy, delay-free. The Eisenhower is fine. Inbound Stevenson, a little tight. First Avenue to Pulaski, about 36 minutes either way between 355 and Lakeshore Drive. The Ryan is 21 minutes, 95th to downtown. I-57, 25 minutes. I-80 to the merge. Bishop 423. Tollways are good. I'm Jim Talamonte, the Alarm Detection Systems Traffic Center.
Dave and Racine, you're on Chicago's Morning Answer.
Yeah, I think a great position for Chelsea Manning would be in the Soil Enhancement Division of the Chicago Forest Preserve next to Snuggles the cat.
Thanks for the call, Dave. Upstream-ideas.com, premium content that complements what we do each morning on this show. Long-form interviews are Against the Current series, podcast of Illinois Rising. That's the program that airs Sundays at 3 p.m. on these airwaves, covering state policy and politics. 2-minute warning commentaries from Pat Hughes at Illinois Opportunity Project. My 60 Seconds of Sanity. The Follow the Logic, Man on the Street segments that we do, as well as our new series, Heart of the Matter, which focuses on features, I should say, professional women speaking colleague to colleague about the important policy issues of the day and the impact on household budgets. And again, another new feature and a standalone site, defendhomeowners.com, your free report on your home, property taxation in context on your specific residence, defendhomeowners.com. You can find it all, link to it all, if you Visit and sign up at upstream-ideas.com.
My name is David Hochberg, Vice President Lending at Pearl Mortgage. If you're looking to secure financing on a new home or refinance your existing home, give me a call. According to creditcard.com, cardholders in Illinois, Indiana, Wisconsin, and Michigan are carrying over $33,000 of debt on their credit cards. The Federal Reserve recently increased the interest rates 1/4 point, which, according to credit enhancement expert Gary Novell, will increase the average credit card holder's interest payments $825 a year. The good news is home values have rebounded, so now is an excellent time to use your home's equity to eliminate your stress, pay off credit card debt, and lower your monthly payments. To see if you can use your home's equity to pay off your debt, give me a call now at 312-751-1333 or visit am560david.com. I've helped thousands of AM560 listeners, but I can't help if you don't call 312-751-1333 or visit am560david.com. Pearl Mortgage, an equal housing lender, Illinois Residential Mortgage Licensee 4358 and MLS 19186.
Rick on the west side, you're on Chicago's Morning Answer.
Yeah, good morning, Dan and Amy. Listen, they got a job opening over at the University of Illinois for Chelsea Manning. I believe it was a job that Michelle Obama took a leave of absence from. For $317,000 a year, she quit. She didn't quit. She took a leave of absence to help her husband on his campaign.
Yeah.
And her sponsor for that job, she announced it right after her sponsor, Stuart Levine, was indicted for
Yeah.
All right, well,
extortion.
Thanks for the call, Rick. Yeah, no, I recall. I'll tell you what, if you make it an even $400K, I think we can get Manning.
Hey, ChicagoRadioDeals.com can help you spiff up your home and auto. Wash away the road grime and dirt with a deal from Fuller's Car Wash of Elk Grove Village. A full-service car wash includes wash, vacuum, windows, dash, wipe down. $18 deal for just $10. Give your home the clean it needs with an excellent deal from the Grout Medic of LaGrange. I've actually used Grout Medic, and it's the best. Once they steam clean your shower tile and grout, your bathroom looks brand new. Also, you can do it with your kitchen. Each deal, $110. That's a $250 value. Plus, shop at a great local hardware store with personal customer service. Purchase the Addison Building Materials $100 gift certificate for only $50. Tackle your home improvement projects with help from ChicagoRadioDeals.com.
Hey guys, Ken here from the award-winning podcast Today's Growth. If you had to choose sides, which camp would you rather be in? Would you rather have time and no money, or money and no time? Did you know that 95% of U.S. adults by choice have settled into these categories? Much more interesting is that 1 out of 20 people have built their life around achieving simultaneous control of both time and money. What choices did these 5% make that the others didn't? My friends at Income Store have shown both households and businesses how to build second, third, and even fourth revenue streams for the express purpose of gaining control of time. When it comes to helping folks create their next revenue model, both Forbes and Inc. recommend Income Store as a can't miss. Could your household or business use an additional revenue model that doesn't solely depend on you? If so, you need to check out IncomeStore.com. That's IncomeStore.com.
Go to IncomeStore.com today. That's IncomeStore.com.
Depression. You need to make it go away. Cure or remission is here. The revolutionary treatment of TMS.
800-604-0208.
TMS therapy is drug-free and non-invasive. Here's how it works. There are areas of the brain that control mood. If you suffer from depression, research has found these areas to be underactive. TMS therapy uses safe, small magnetic fields, similar to those used in an MRI. They stimulate and activate these mood centers, causing long-term, medication-free relief. HBR centers in Chicagoland and Wisconsin offer TMS. End the frustration with life and relationships.
It's FDA cleared and it is covered by most insurance, including Blue Cross, Blue Shield, and Medicare.
Dangerous drugs and other treatments just mask the depression. Cure or remission. Get a free consultation.
800-604-0208.
HPR Centers. Go to endmydepression.com.
With Continental Audi of Naperville, you get a different kind of buying experience. Straight talk and no hassle. Plus, Continental Audi has a huge selection of Audis to choose from. And for a limited time, lease a 2017 Audi A4 Premium for $399 a month. The Audi A4 is one of the best in its class. Or lease a 2018 Audi A6 for $579 a month. Plus, Continental has a test track to get in and really drive. Drive an Audi and feel the difference. Drive an Audi from Continental and experience the difference in an exceptional dealer. ContinentalAudi.com or Continental Audi in Naperville on Aurora Avenue and Ogden Avenue. Going beyond the sale, experience the Continental Audi difference, where smiles are standard equipment. ContinentalAudi.com. 36-month lease, A44114 due, A64694 due. Outstanding plus tax, data, license, and acquisition fee extra. Must qualify through Audi Financial Services. See dealer for details.
There's a place where you can get custom metal products. If you manage a commercial kitchen, hotel, condo building, or food-grade manufacturing plant, then no matter the type of metal or size of the project, the skillfully trained fabrication team at Vans Industrial has you covered.
Hi, I'm Dave Van Camp, president of Vans Industrial. Custom metal fabrication is the backbone of my company. We fabricate stainless steel countertops, wall coverings, hoods, landscape planter boxes, industrial fan housings, and more. Vans Industrial uses all types of alloys like carbon steel, aluminum, brass, and polished stainless steel. And we have a laser cutting machine. Our laser can customize almost any project. Our team can design, fabricate, and install your project today.
Call 219-931-4881 today for a free inspection of your facility. Interested in what else they do? Visit vansindustrial.com. That's V-A-N-S industrial.com. Vans Industrial. Customizing for you, the customer.
5:57. Let's get an update on the morning commute in the Alarm Detection Systems Traffic Center. Here's Jim.
Thanks, Mike. It's all clear on the Edens and the Kennedy right now. Down Eisenhower is heavy from Manheim to Ridgeland Avenue. It's 36 minutes, Thorndale to downtown. Outbound 5 to 29. Mount Stevenson slow First Avenue to Pulaski. You get 37 minutes, 355 to Lakeshore Drive. Outbound 40, really heavy First Avenue to the Tri-State. On Ryan, 21 minutes, 95th to downtown. I-57, 30 minutes. I-80 to the Merge, Bishop 423. Eastbound Adams Tollway stop and go from the Tri-State to the Kennedy. The other tollways are good. Northwest Indiana is all clear. Traffic is a service of Staples. Staples helps your business create color presentations for less. Now get 20% back in Staples rewards on color copies, manuals, and presentations that are designed to impress. Staples, it's pro time. Offer ends 11/4/17. Exclusions apply. Go to staples.com/20color for more. Traffic answers when you need them most. I'm Jim Talamonte on AM 560. The Answer.
Chicago's Morning Answer with Dan and Amy continues after a full update from Fox News and your official Chicagoland weather forecast with our meteorologist, Kevin Snyder.
Full day of sunshine today, high 86. Then for tonight, clear with a low 65. Tomorrow, mostly sunny, humid with a high 87. Then a mainly clear night, low 68. A shower or thunderstorm in spots Sunday, high 82. I'm Kevin Snyder on AM 560. The Answer.
63 at O'Hare, 65 along the lakefront. The news, a service of Indeed.com. Hiring? Join the over 3 million businesses that use Indeed.com for hiring. You can post a job in minutes, manage your candidates from an easy-to-use dashboard. Post your next job on the world's #1 job site, Indeed.com. 5:59, here are the stories we're following on AM 560, The Answer this morning. Steps are underway that could lead to former Chicago top cop Gary McCarthy running for mayor. Authorities investigating after a 3-year-old Elk Grove Village boy was beaten to death. DCFS is looking into allegations of abuse and neglect against the child's mother. Lawyers for Dennis Hastert say the former U.S. House Speaker adamantly denies that he sodomized a 4th grader in a bathroom stall in the early 1970s. Illinois' drought, not as bad as some of our neighbors, but it's not good either. 90% of the state is now suffering from some sort of drought. Without rain, farmers say they will lose some of their corn and bean crops. Aussie Mark Leishman leads the way at the BMW. Cubs sweep out the Mets with a 14-6 rout. White Sox maul the Tigers 17-7. 63 degrees. More Dan and Amy after Fox. WIND Chicago News Time 6.
This is a Fox News alert. Terrorism on the Tube in London. I'm Dave Anthony.
It was total chaotic panic.
Panic after a small explosion got on a train, sent people running through a subway station in the underground. Some were burned or injured in the mad rush. Police are investigating as terrorism. London's mayor condemns it, saying they won't be intimidated. Fox's Alistair Wanklin live in London.
Dave, a package exploding aboard a subway train crowded with commuters and school children.
So the remnants of a flash and the smoke
and then just hordes of people, like the stampede had already started.
And Walmsley was there. 18 people injured, mostly with burns, none life-threatening. Police in London calling it an improvised explosive device. Images appear to show a device that looks like a large paint can inside a burned bag, placed on the floor near a train door. Britain is on edge after recent terror attacks here, in Spain, France, and elsewhere, Dave.
Well, Mr. President Trump just tweeted it was a loser terrorist. These are sick and demented people who were in the sights of Scotland Yard. Must be proactive. Days after the UN put new sanctions on North Korea for nuclear bomb tests, the Security Council will meet again after another North Korean missile test that flew over Japan again, prompting warning sirens there.
The international community needs to come together and send a clear message to North Korea that it's threatening world peace with its actions.
Japanese Prime Minister Shinzo Abe, Secretary of State Tillerson calls it provocative, urging China and Russia to do more. Harvard has rescinded the offer to Chelsea Manning to be a visiting fellow after the controversy the offer got, including CIA Director Mike Pompeo canceling a speech at Harvard last night, calling her a traitor. Manning's the transgendered soldier convicted of giving WikiLeaks hundreds of thousands of classified military documents. President Obama commuted her sentence. Another Confederate monument's gone. They cheered in Dallas as the Robert E. Lee statue was removed. Critics call it a symbol of heritage and our history being cleansed. Fox News, fair and balanced.
For 22 years, he served his country in the United States Marine Corps, including a tour of duty in Vietnam. He earned 2 Purple Hearts, a Bronze Star, and a Silver Star. And this year, on Veterans Day, retired Lieutenant Colonel Oliver North is coming to Chicago for Freedom Summit 2017, November 11th at the Westin Chicago Northwest. See Oliver North, Dinesh D'Souza, Larry Elder, and many more. Get your tickets at freedomsummitchicago.com. That's freedomsummitchicago.com. Sponsored in part by Joe Cotton Ford.
All money managers may seem pretty much the same. But while some money managers may recommend high commission investment products, Fisher Investments avoids them. Some money managers may have hidden and layered fees. Fisher Investments never does. And while some money managers are happy to earn commissions from you, whether you do well or not, Fisher Investments fees are structured so we do better when you do better. In other words, we're structured to be on your side. Maybe that's why most of our clients come to us from other money managers. Talk with us and find out why so many experienced investors are switching to and staying with Fisher Investments. Fisher Investments, clearly better money management. Investments in securities involve the risk of loss. Visit us at FisherInvestments.com to find out what we can do for you.
This hourly segment is brought to you by MyPainChicago.com. World-class treatment for chronic pain. Go to MyPainChicago.com.
This is Chicago's Morning Answer with Dan Proft and Amy Jacobson on AM 560. The Answer.
Good morning, Dan and Amy. So, Senate Minority Leader Pagliacci, or Chuck, as the president now calls him, hot mic'd or deep state surveilled. Chuck returns to the Senate, and he's chewing the fat with one of his colleagues. And this is what he says, as overheard by the double agents at C-SPAN.
Sorry, just got here. Anything new? No. He likes us. He likes me anyway. Look, what we said was exactly accurate. Here's what I told him. I said, Mr. President, you're much better off if you can sometimes step right and sometimes step left. If you have to step just in one direction, you're boxed. He gets that. Oh, it's going to work out, and it'll make us more productive, too.
How about that?
Step left, step right. Sometimes you just got to do it.
He likes me.
Likes me? Did he say he likes me?
He likes it. Hey, Mikey.
No, I said he likes me. That was more of a Sally Field.
Oh, I don't know where Sally. I love that commercial. The
He
life
likes
commercial.
it. Hey, Mikey.
Yeah,
But just he likes me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He likes me. He really, really likes me. So
Ugh,
maybe
goofy.
the war of
Ugh.
words between Trump and Pagliacci, maybe that's so much theater. He likes me, and he gets that you're much better off if you can sometimes step right and step left. That's Schumer talk for being politically expedient. If you have to step in just one direction, you're boxed in. He gets that, and it's going to make us more productive. And that's what you want, right? A productive Senate Democrat caucus. Because that's what you voted for in November of 2016, right? Chuck Schumer to be productive amid the tears. 312-642-5600, turnkey.pro answer line, 64636DA, turnkey.pro text line. I'm be interested to hear from Trump supporters about this, particularly those who I think are going to make the argument, hey, the House and Senate Republicans have not been productive enough. They haven't accomplished what they need to accomplish. They haven't worked with the president like they're supposed to work with the president. They're trying to nullify the 2016 election, as Steve Bannon said in a 60 Minutes interview on Sunday night. And so what's a president to do? And all I care about is Trump getting things done. And if he needs to get things done by working with his new friends Chuck and Nancy, then that's all that matters. It's about getting things done. It's not about principle or philosophy or intellectual consistency. Is that right?
And then also, to the fact about the wall. And everybody's panties were in a bunch yesterday. Joe Walsh, I saw him on MSNBC, like, just build the damn wall because you said you would during your campaign. He said, President Trump was asked that yesterday. He said, yes, the wall will be built, and it's already under construction in parts.
The wall will come later. We're right now renovating large sections of wall, massive sections, making it brand new. We're doing a lot of renovation. We're building 4 different samples of the wall to see which one we're going to choose, and the wall is going to be built. It'll be funded a little bit later. Which was different than, the Democratic leadership said. They said after that dinner with President Trump when they dined on Chinese food and chocolate pie that the wall would not be built. But President Trump reassured.
Well, they also said there was a deal on DACA.
And that part of
Trump,
it was.
Right, and Trump was
wall.
in Florida yesterday kind of restating what the framework for a DACA deal, including border security, sounds like.
We're not looking at citizenship. We're not looking at amnesty. We're looking at allowing people to stay here. We're working with everybody. Republican. We're working with Democrat. I just spoke with Paul Ryan. He's on board. Everybody's on board. They want to do something. We're not talking about amnesty. We're talking about taking care of people that were brought here, people that have done a good job and were not brought here of their own volition. But very importantly, what we want, we have to have a wall. If the wall is going to be obstructed, when we need the funds at a little bit later date, we'll be determining how much we need. Then we're not doing anything.
All right, that is a big different message, or differing message what the Democratic leadership put out.
That very different message, and it's somewhat of a different message than even the president has put out before, which is not unusual for him. And this also underscores the issue we talked about the other day, which is the difference between a DACA fix for those individuals Trump just described and the DREAM Act as has been conceived by the left and certain pro-amnesty Republicans. I don't know how else to phrase it, which would include a much bigger universe of people. And, I don't know how much in the weeds Trump gets on policy discussions, these nuances. My sense is not very, but this is going to be an important distinction that he probably will be forced to make, at least as Congress takes this up. So we'll see. But the Schumer thing, he likes me. He understands step left, step right. The one thing I would say, though, from Pagliacci is he could be getting played by Trump.
You think?
Trump is, so I mean,
or they think that they're playing Trump.
Well, why would I take Pagliacci at face value? Anything he says, even when it's overheard by a C-SPAN mic and he thinks he's, speaking confidentially. But why? So that's one piece of it. And the other piece of it is, how Trump is. Trump's a people pleaser.
Mm-hmm.
He's a popularity seeker, and so and the stories of him being very different in a one-on-one environment as compared to when he's on the campaign trail are legion, and I believe them. I know enough people who've had private small group meetings with him. Very different, more charming, less combative. Some of the name calling and the show business of Trump melts away when you're just having, breaking bread or just having, a private small group meeting with him. So I can see that too. So I'm not placing too much stock in it, but it is something to factor in as you're watching and listening to Trump's evolution or devolution on an issue like a DACA border security deal.
And then one thing also that he did yesterday, I know, he's a novice politician, but he had met with Senator Scott from South Carolina, African-American senator, and they asked him about the meeting, and he brought up Charlottesville again. I mean, why would he, dredge up one of the lowest moments of his presidency? Here he is on Air Force One after he visited Florida.
We had a great talk yesterday. I think especially in light of the advent of Antifa, if you look at what's going on there, you have some pretty bad dudes on the other side also, and essentially that's what I said. Now, because of what's happened since then with Antifa, you look at, really what's happened since Charlottesville. A lot of people are saying, in fact, a lot of people have actually written, gee, Trump might have a point. I said you got some very bad people on the other side also, which is true.
I just would not even get over Charlottesville. Don't even comment on it. Leave it alone. I mean, both sides threw punches, but only one side, a person had vehicular homicide charges. I just would not have brought that up. I've never discussed it again.
Ross and Elmhurst, you're on Chicago's Morning Answer.
Good morning, guys. Good morning. I was being snide when I thought about this, but the wall, I've actually said it a while ago, is that literally because we are technically being invaded by the ground troops of the cartels that are paying them to do it, I think there should be gun turrets every quarter mile. But that's me.
Well, yeah, that is you. Yes, that's your Ross from Elmhurst.
no.
Thanks for the call. The National Review has opined on this DACA deal and expressed concerns. And, of course, the Schumer hot mic moment doesn't do much to allay those concerns. Who knows what will ultimately come of this, but it's not encouraging, right, the editors over at National Review. Since announcing the end of DACA, Trump has signaled that merely writing its provisions in legislation would constitute a triumph. But the point of rescinding DACA wasn't just to enshrine it into law via constitutional means, which is admittedly better than the other. The point was also to extract concessions from Democrats that would create a better immigration system and cushion the effect of the amnesty. They contend that from the beginning, with looping in Chuck and Nancy and some of the seemingly inconsistent pronouncements he's made, that, I'm quoting them again here, Trump has undermined his own leverage and made this, meaning the concessions from Democrats, less likely. They go on to say, look, the problem with any amnesty is that it serves as a magnet for new illegal immigrants, right, of course. Pairing an amnesty for so-called dreamers with some combination of mandatory E-Verify for new hires and portions of the RAISE Act, this is the Cotton-Purdue legislation that would reduce chain migration. That's a sensible deal in their mind. So it shouldn't just be the wall. The wall is kind of a symbol for rethinking immigration policy more comprehensively, and that would include, for example, something on the employer side, like mandatory E-Verify, as well as rethinking the priorities we place on immigration policy in terms of the rank order of entrance into this country. That's a more sensible way to do this, but that requires more than just making it this kind of binary, some funding for the wall in exchange for doing something with these people that were brought here, not of their own volition, because they were minors, but also making the distinction between limiting it to those individuals and not expanding it, as Schumer and Pelosi and the Democrats and a handful of Republicans want to do under the rubric of the DREAM Act. So this is more complicated, and I understand the desire for Trump to simplify this and to present a framework that allows him to have a clear policy victory, like DACA, sensible, border security, sensible, wall funding, a proxy for border security. But you want to make sure that in terms of the sausage-making process, some of these other matters that the National Review editors brought up in their op-ed are addressed as well.
You've made the switch, and it feels so good. You've switched to Chicago's Morning Answer on AM 560. The Answer.
Today, very warm, plenty of sunshine, hot and humid out there, a high near 90 degrees. It's going to be great. And then, the weekend, the party continues. Saturday, mostly sunny, very warm, humid, a high of 87 on Saturday. And then on Sunday, cloudy, warm and humid, a little bit cooler, high of 82. But we do have a chance of a thunderstorm in spots in the afternoon. Let's get into our alarm detection systems traffic center. Here is Jim Telemonte.
Thanks, Amy and Dan. Well, it'll be hot for Riot Fest. That music festival will bring a lot of traffic to around Douglas Park this weekend, starting today at noon. You got Cubs Cardinals at 1:20 this afternoon at Wrigley. Traffic there. Things are heating up now on the inbound Kennedy. It's slow from the River Road toll to Canfield. 23 minutes, O'Hare to downtown. Outbound still fine at 20. All clear on the Edens. Inbound Eisenhower, 45 minutes. Thorndale to the post office. Outbound 31. Stevenson, 41 minutes, 355 to Lakeshore Drive. Outbound 46, really slow for some reason from First Avenue to the Tri-State. Ryan is 35 minutes, 95th to downtown. I-57, 30 minutes, I-80 to the Merge, Bishop Ford 18. Eastbound Adams Tollway slow from the Tri-State to the Kennedy. The other tollways are good, and Northwest Indiana is just fine. I'm Jim Talamonte in the Alarm Detection Systems Traffic Center.
Folks, when shopping for a home mortgage, how much is great service, low closing costs, and competitive interest rates worth to you? At Townstone Financial, it's priceless. Hi, Barry Sterner, founder of Townstone Financial. Let's hear about the Townstone experience from one of our customers.
Being complete layman at the whole home buying thing, we were just hoping we weren't going to get taken through the ringer for. You know, with you guys, we felt like we were a priority instead of just another number. We really did feel like we had your guys' personal touch. We could talk to Barry. I mean, you know, any way that it went. If we didn't get you on the phone, we knew that within 15 minutes we were getting a call or an email back. You guys held us by the hand so that we could finish the race, and you guys definitely got it done for us.
Remember, nobody values your home mortgage business more than Townstone. I guarantee it, and I own the company. So call me now, Barry Sterner, at 312-896-2110. That's 312-896-2110. Or go to townstone.com. That's TOWNSTONE.com.
Townstone Financials, Indiana, Michigan, Wisconsin, Florida, Illinois, mortgage licensee 6629 and NMLS 136639, equal housing lender.
Does how you feel interfere with your lifestyle? Take control before it does. Harvard Medical recently published a paper on how to decrease your risk of cancer, heart disease, blood pressure, diabetes, bowel and vision problems. The answer, backed by dozens of studies, is not vitamins. It's eating more fruits and vegetables in their whole, complete form. 4 simple tips that I've used with my patients over the years are: 1. Keep fruits and vegetables where you can see them readily. 2. Get crazy. Explore the produce aisle and choose something new. 3. Make it a meal. Try new recipes that include more vegetables and fruits. And the easiest of all, to get the complete nutrition of 31 different fruits and vegetables every day, take Balance of Nature.
What are you waiting for? Don't miss your opportunity to get a free month supply of Balance of Nature. Call 1-800-2468-751 or go to balanceofnature.com.
Use promo code Chicago.
If you have a new or existing business, understanding building and zoning codes, obtaining permits, licenses, and inspections can be a time-consuming nightmare. Well, I got a guy. I should say a fine company. Premier Consulting Group, and my friend Bill Gritsonis is the company to call. From city and suburban retail business to residential and high-rise building permits, PCG holds your hand from the beginning to the very end. Bill and his veteran team have decades of experience and a commitment to meeting client needs. Your business will benefit from expedited permits and the peace of mind knowing that your business is in complete compliance. So I highly suggest you call my guy, Bill Gritsonis, and his team at Premier Consulting Group before your next project. Call Bill Gritsonis at 312-263-4599 or visit PCGconsultinginc.com. That number, 312-263-4599, or online at PCGconsultinginc.com. Call Bill Gritsonis at 312-263-4599 or visit PCGconsultinginc.com.
AM 560. The Answer.
Good morning, Dan and Amy. So, what's so funny?
This story, it's so ridiculous. That Berkeley was on a virtual lockdown because Ben Shapiro was speaking. We've had Ben Shapiro on this show dozens of times.
So Shapiro, the editor-in-chief of Daily Wire, he's written on a number of books and stuff. He's a conservative speaker and pundit and author. I'll tell you who's got funding for a wall. Berkeley does. Did you see this wall they built? They built a barrier. They erected concrete barriers around town to prevent protesters from running amok. Protesters that were there to lose their marbles over Ben Shapiro addressing students at Berkeley. Can you imagine what it's going to be like when Steve Bannon arrives?
Oh, it's going to be... And your friend Milo's in charge of that Free Speech Week at Berkeley. So he's got Steve Bannon, who hasn't confirmed yet 100% that he'll be there. Ann Coulter's going to be there. I mean, it's going to be crazy. But also, they harass people who are on their way in to listen to Ben Shapiro speak.
$1.5 million was the cost to prepare for Ben Shapiro.
Ben Shapiro's like Rahm Emanuel size. What is he going to do?
I mean, it's just...
He's just a little guy.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean they're not outrageous, his conservative values and ideas.
Well,
and it's not threatening to me. You just listen. You have an open mind.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Gosh, form an opinion by reading others' opinions and listening to others and making an informed decision on yourself. I would have gone in a heartbeat. Ben Shapiro.
Well, here's
about dozens were arrested.
So the Shapiro thing is, and what's forthcoming at Berkeley and what's happening around the country, as we've talked about. Here's the core of it. A recent poll conducted by the University of Pennsylvania finds that U.S. residents not terribly informed about, say, the First Amendment. For example, nearly 40% of Americans could not name any of the 5 individual rights protected by the First Amendment. And just under half were able to name freedom of speech as associated with the First Amendment.
And nobody knows what the 3 branches of government is, by the way. Is it a separate study? But I'm just saying...
No. 1/3.
1/3.
Were unable to name one of the 3 branches of government. And only 1 in 4 could name all 3. So 1/3 were unable to name any of the 3 branches, and only 1/4 could name all 3 branches. Almost 40% couldn't name anything associated with the First Amendment, and just under half could identify freedom of speech associated with the First Amendment. So when you hear those numbers, and then you think about what you see people ascribing to, supporting, tolerating, and also then the behavior on college campuses and elsewhere, it's certainly not limited to college campuses. This starts to explain it, right? What we don't know, we can't understand. So if I don't even know what the matter is, then how can I understand the importance of it? And this is also dovetails with another survey out this week. This is the Gallup's annual Values and Belief Survey. And it's interesting it's cultural issues across different religious denominations. Numbers, percentages by religious affiliation on the question of abortion, the percentage that finds abortion morally acceptable. The Episcopals, of course. 57% highest. Presbyterians, 53%. Lutheran, 46%. Methodist, 46%. Death penalty, Episcopals, 59%. Presbyterian, 71%. Lutheran, 70%. Yeah.
I'm all for the death penalty. I like capital punishment. No, I like it. I'm saying I don't like it, but I'm for it.
Yeah.
Advocate for it, but I get the eye for the eye. Saw some homicide scenes that I've seen. I think you'd change your mind.
I wouldn't change my mind. So here's the thing. if you don't, I mean, and this without getting into the weeds on the Gallup survey, here's what's happening. You have an increased secularization of America, right? So if you don't believe in a supreme being, and if you don't even know the constitutional safeguards that provide the foundation of a free society and this free society, then where do you go? What's left? No, nothing is bigger than me. And there's kind of nothing universal about the human condition, about a free people. So what are you left with? You're left with might makes right. That's what you're left with. You're left with the Hobbesian state of nature. Whoever has power imposes their will, unrestrained. Unrestrained. And that's what you're seeing play out everywhere. So to me, we look at what's happening and we want to address the symptoms. You know, this clown who attacks a Middlebury professor, or these Antifa bedwetting anti-fascist fascists at Berkeley. We say, let's address, them, these people here, this incident there, what somebody said over there. But you have to go to the foundation, and the foundation is there is no foundation. There's no spiritual foundation, and there's no philosophical foundation in terms of the strictures of a free society, the restraints on power. And so then it's just all about power. And then it becomes all about politics. And then politics seeps into every nook and cranny of civil life and pollutes it. That's the continuum. Chuck in Orland Park, you're on Chicago's Morning Answer.
Yeah, identity. Can't these thugs, and that's basically what they're, can't they be tried for hate crimes on a federal level? Or do you have to pass some legislation?
Yeah, well, hate crime against who? You have to be a protected class.
No, but the human being, I think, would be a protected class.
Not according to the law, but thanks for the call, Chuck. I get it. By the way, related note, the leading lights of the left, particularly in academia, have moved from rooting for Trump's assassination to Betsy DeVos being sexually assaulted.
What?
Professor Robert Ranko, formerly a paralegal studies adjunct professor at Austin Community College. I'm not wishing for it, but I'd be okay if Betsy DeVos was sexually assaulted. Now, because some people suggested, well, that's not appropriate.
No, that's no.
I know.
Sexual violence it's different than violence, and both aren't good. Yes.
So you shouldn't be rooting for it then?
No, yeah, I'm going to set them. Yeah.
Particularly if you're
going to root for that person to be fired.
No, I mean, no. Obviously, there's no qualification based on job, but these are people teaching kids. So you want to know where they're getting it? I mean, then he qualified his tweet. My words were harsh.
Oh, okay. You can't take back a tweet like that.
I
ever.
don't wish harm on anyone. I wish there's some way Betsy DeVos would understand and care about others. You know, the way that Professor Ranko does. The good news is he was relieved from his position at Austin Community College.
Good.
But
he'll probably get a job at a university near you soon.
Well, right. U of I, UIC, or Northwestern. But the problem is, you know, we tell these one-off stories. The couple of the professors that have, and a state legislator from Missouri who called for, rooted for, called for, suggested Trump be assassinated. You know, the craziness of this. But that's just an indication of what's out there and what a pit academia has become in so many circles. I mean, we were just talking earlier. Chelsea Manning, a fellow.
Don't call me a fellow.
At the Kennedy School at Harvard. What a rolling dumpster fire
their
these
PR
civic
director.
institutions are.
Seriously, the PR director at Harvard their head must be spinning. Like, what were you thinking? I mean, who's next? Who could be worse than Chelsea Manning being a fellow at your university?
Louis Gutierrez.
Okay. Coming up on Chicago's Morning Answer.
Why boys swam naked at Chicago high schools?
Oh, my dad did that at Lane Tech.
Yeah.
Oh, you're going to tell me the answer now after decades of asking Pops, why did all of you swim naked?
No, but I am going to tell him, I am going to tell you to tell your dad to please stop. Lane Tech called.
And later, should Dan be sleeping with his dog? But first, let's go into the newsroom. Here is Mike Scott.
Amy and Dan, good morning. Good morning, everyone. 64 degrees. Police in London treating this morning's explosion on a subway train as a terror attack.
The investigation is being led by the Metropolitan Police Counter-Terrorism Command, part of the National Counter-Terrorism Policing Network. And there are many urgent inquiries ongoing now with hundreds of detectives involved, looking at CCTV, forensic work, and speaking to witnesses.
Several are injured. About 50 firefighters remain at the Parsons Green station in West London. Police in Berkeley, California say they arrested 9 outside a speech by conservative commentator Ben Shapiro last night. Things never got out of control despite the hundreds of protesters on the streets near campus who were met by a police force nearly as large. President Trump praising the work of utility crews restoring power in hurricane-damaged Florida.
For the most part, the electric is going back on. It's already on at certain locations like Miami, but it's going back on a daily basis.
On board Air Force One, the president said there's never been a mobilization of electrical workers like this before. The Cassini spacecraft will crash into Saturn today, wrapping up its mission with one final orbit around Saturn. Cassini was launched in 1997. It's been circling Saturn since 2004. In case you're not a baseball fan, there was a bit of history last night. The Indians have now won 22 in a row. Tribe outlasting Kansas City 3-2 in 10 innings to extend their MLB record. Jay Bruce hit a walk-off RBI double in the bottom of the 10th.
That's what you hope for, man. I want the at-bat. You know, I want it to. I want the chance. I want the opportunity, and I think that I can speak for everyone else in that room feels the same exact way as me, and that's why I think we've been so successful.
While the old New York Giants and New Yorkers in general want to claim a 26 straight win streak, there was a tie in the middle of that. By the way, here's some history you may not know. The 1880 Chicago White Stockings and the 1935 Chicago Cubs each had a 21-game win streak. Steps are underway that could lead to former Chicago top cop Gary McCarthy running for mayor. Paperwork was filed Wednesday with the Illinois State Board of Elections. Mayor Emanuel says he's pulling out all stops to bring Amazon to Chicago. Emanuel saying the county and state will be joining him in an all-hands-on-deck approach to land the e-commerce giant's second headquarters, but Emanuel was beat to the punch by the governor of the state, who's already reached out directly to Amazon. An 8-year prison sentence handed to a former Boston Celtics NBA player found guilty of receiving guns stolen off a freight train in Chicago. Nate Diggers was found guilty in April of being a convicted felon in possession of stolen guns. Evidence at the federal trial showed the 44-year-old bought many of the 111 handguns stolen by gang members in 2015 from a rail car parked on the south side and quickly resold 29 of them. Aussie Mark Leishman alone on top of the leaderboard after round one of the BMW at Conway Farms. Cubs sweep out the Mets with a 14-6 rout. White Sox maul the Tigers 17-7. The news service of Jewel Osco. Shop Jewel's 3-day sale. Save on pork baby back ribs for just $2.99 a pound. 1-pound packages of fresh California strawberries, just 99 cents each. Limit 4. And get a sweet deal on the 4-pound bag of Crystal sugar, just $1.88. Limit 4. 6:34 is our time. We'll have a check of traffic and weather on the way next on AM 560.
Right now with Galaxy. Buy one cabinet, get one free. Visit us online at GalaxyHome.com to schedule your free in-home estimate. Save an additional $500 when you book right now.
If you're missing teeth or even a single tooth, dental implants are a fantastic way to regain your confidence, your smile, your dental health. Hi, it's Mike Gallagher. You hear a lot of people screaming at you about dental implants. Get it done in a day, or we can treat everybody, or hundreds of thousands of implants. Look, successful implants don't come from an implant factory. What you don't hear talked about is skill, treatment, and installation. These are what make for successful lifelong implants. And that's why you need to see Dr. Norouzi at Fox River Periodontics. Dr. Norouzi is the recommended choice of dentists that don't do implants. You need the experience, skill, and honesty that 24 years of dental implants brings.
This is Dr. Norouzi. I personally guarantee your happiness with your implants.
Call Fox River Periodontics, 630-232-7400, 630-232-7400, or just remember, implantsforme.com, implantsforme.com.
If you're over the age of 50 and considering buying an annuity in the next 60 days, I have some important news for you. Don't buy an annuity if you have over $100,000 in available assets until you receive your customized income for life quote from next-gen annuity strategy pioneer J.D. Melberg. These quotes use little-known strategies to show you how you may get up to 33% more income in retirement. Using J.D. Melberg Financial's exclusive next-gen strategies, John, 58, will get $36,000 of guaranteed income per year from his retirement savings, and Mary, 62, over $9,000 per year. They'll never run out of money, no matter how long they live. So grab a pen right now, because we're about to offer you your free income for life quote using little-known strategies we believe you should know before buying an annuity. Call 800-201-7676 now to receive your free income for life quote with our exclusive next-gen annuity strategies from a J.D. Melberg Insurance licensed agent. Call 800-201-7676. That's 800-201-7676. Increased income is possible following a specific strategy suited to your financial goals. Annuity guarantees rely on the financial strength of the insurance company. Hypothetical examples not available in all states. Results vary.
637. Check of the roads in the Alarm Detection Systems Traffic Center with Jim.
Thanks, Mike. In Waukegan, Washington Street is closed between Macquarie and Lewis to a crash. Eden's 25 minutes from Lake Cook to the junction. Outbound 22, Kennedy, now 30 minutes. O'Hare to downtown, outbound 25. The Eisenhower's a 58-minute drive from Thorndale to the post office, outbound 33. Stevenson, it's just 42 minutes right now. 355 to Lakeshore Drive, outbound 40. Heavy First Avenue to the Tri-State. Ryan, 35 minutes, 95th to downtown. I-57, 30 minutes, I-80 to the merge, Bishop Ford 18. Northbound Tri-State delays from the Stevenson to the Hinsdale Oasis and from the Reagan all the way to the Grand Avenue curve. Traffic, service of Staples. Staples helps your business create color presentations for less. Now get 20% back in Staples rewards on color copies, manuals, and presentations that are designed to impress. Staples, Pro Time. Offer ends 11/4/17. Exclusions apply. Go to staples.com/20color for more. Traffic answers when you need them most. Jim Talamonte on AM 560, The Answer.
Chicago's Morning Answer continues next. Your official Chicagoland weather forecast. Warm day ahead, plenty of sunshine. Will top out at 86. Much more humid day tomorrow, high 87. Sunday, cloudy, warm, and humid, maybe a thunderstorm, high 82. 64 at O'Hare, next news at 7. And Chicago's Morning Answer with Dan and Amy continues next on AM 560, The Answer.
This hourly segment is brought to you by Papa Nicholas Coffee. Papa Nicholas, best beans, best roast, best coffee.
Hey, Joe Walsh here. No amnesty, build the wall. It's why Trump got elected. He better stick with it, and we'll talk about it when Freedom returns at 5.
Good morning, Dan and Amy. This is a little Soundgarden in the morning, isn't it?
Yeah. I love our bumper music. Thanks, Justin.
Well, this is Audio Slave, right? This is after Soundgarden broke up and Cornell founded Audio Slave.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Right, Dan. Get it right.
Chris Cornell, though, that's the point. Little Chris Cornell in the morning. May he rest in peace.
You're not wearing your T-shirt. We have team T-shirts today, our free Blago shirts. If you're watching on the web, you can see that the O and Rod is a picture of Rod's face. They're very nice, and they're soft T-shirts, too.
That picture needs to be updated to reflect his new follicle reality.
New coif. Yeah. But I bought you a T-shirt, Dan, and you are not going to wear it. So
correct.
I've taken it back.
Yeah.
Free Rod. Maybe I'll hand it out at church. Whoever puts more money in the offertory in the little coffer, I'll give them a T-shirt.
That's a perfect giveaway for that cult that you call a church that you attend. Talk a little state politics. The governor's race heating up. Race is heating up. I mean, look, petitions are on the streets for statewide, state legislative offices. You've got 6 months until primary.
And how many
It's not that
state
far away.
reps and state senators aren't rerunning? I just saw that Barbara Curry's not running again.
About 2 dozen. No, Carol Sente.
Carol Sente?
Carol
No,
Sente.
I'm right. I could have sworn it was breaking
and,
it.
and Barbara Flynn Curry.
Barbara Flynn Curry is
yeah.
not going to run anymore.
Yeah. Well,
Or she's not seeking re-election, I should say.
Cruella DeVille, if you've ever seen
Puppies.
Barbara Flynn Curry. Yeah. Dead ringer for Cruella
Thank
DeVille.
you. Oh, it's all good.
Well, so given the state of the state, well, why is Ronner in such a weak position going into the meat of the campaign?
I'll take a sanctuary state for 500, Dan.
Well, that hasn't helped any, but he was in a weak position prior to signing that legislation. Why do you think he's in such a weak position? And this is not supposition. These are the survey numbers. We know them.
I know, because he lied and said that his grandfather was born in Sweden,
Well,
and he was born in the country known as Wisconsin.
Yes, right. Bruce Ronner is an undocumented immigrant from Wisconsin.
Exactly.
312-642-5600, turnkey.pro, answer line, 64636DA, turnkey.pro, text line. On Ronner's position going into re-election with more of the same in the offing in the form of the Kennedys and the Pritzkers and the Daniel Bisses and so forth. But again, he was in a weak position even before that bizarre development. One of the things that people need to understand, and you don't really know, this is where the Fourth Estate falls down on the job. You can't really know these players unless you're inside government. Because, I mean, people have to live their lives. And if you're not inside government, which is a very small universe, and people forget that, then it's difficult to know the power behind the power. In part because the Springfield and Chicago big government press corps cover for these people so often because, one, they're fellow travelers ideologically. Even a lot of the Republicans are big government transactional Republicans, which is what the media is. And number two, they're sources for the media. So that's why I wanted to bring this individual from out of the shadows and into the public arena. Because if you want to understand the last 2.5 years of Ronner, you have to include a discussion of Nancy Kimmey. Nancy Kimmey was a longtime aide, chief of staff to Judy Bart Topinka, both during her time as state treasurer.
Oh, yeah.
When she ran for governor, during her time as state comptroller before her passing.
Wasn't she interim state comptroller? Or interim?
No, she was elected state comptroller.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, you mean Nancy Kimmey?
Right, Nancy Kimmey.
After the passing,
Right.
before Leslie Munger was
Right.
appointed. Yeah, effectively.
So it kept the seat warm.
Yeah, effectively.
Do you have a picture of Nancy Kimmey? I've never seen her. I've always heard about her.
Yeah, there she is.
Oh, okay.
Did you have a comment?
I didn't. She would look good in a Free Blago T-shirt. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, she.
I'm saying the one that it
What's
would
that?
fit her. The one that I don't know.
What's that? What size is that one?
What size? Oh, it's a children's medium.
That would fit her, do you think? You can judge for yourself on the T-shirt issue at prairiestatewire.com. I've done a couple of stories. This is one of my publications. Done a couple of stories of Nancy Kimmey, stories that the Chicago and Springfield Press Corps will not do. Let me give you an idea of who Nancy Kimmey is, the kind of person she is, before I get to the gist of her impact on the Ronner administration over the last 2.5 years. Upon Judy Bart Topinka's death, her 25-year friend and employer, Nancy Kimmey commandeered Topinka's campaign fund and started spending money on herself and political allies that would later become Ronner staffers that she used and financed to set up her very lucrative lobbying practice, which has exploded over the last 3 years since Judy Bart Topinka passed and Nancy Kimmey passed out of state government and into the ranks of the lobbyists. This despite the objections of Judy Bart Topinka's son. In fact, there's a lawsuit over this that is pending appeal to the Illinois State Supreme Court. Tony Pareca, former Cook County Commissioner and is an attorney, is representing Joseph Topinka, Judy's son, who is executor of the estate, filed a lawsuit against Kimmy over the expenditures she made from his mom's campaign fund. And
Really?
and by the way, so you understand campaign finance law.
Yeah, what's legal and what's not? I mean,
If you're going to dissolve a campaign fund, for example, you've got 3 options. You can't convert it to personal use anymore.
okay. Was there a time when you could do that?
There was a time you could convert to personal income and pay tax on it. You can't do that anymore.
Okay.
So what you do is you give it to a charity that's basically leftover campaign funds go back to the donors, to another political campaign, or to a charitable cause. Those are the 3 options. Okay. Now, what Joe Topinka, Judy's son, wanted to do, according to his attorney Tony Pareca.
Tony Pareca. Remember that commercial?
Yeah.
It was very effective.
You remember it still to this day.
I do. We have it in the system. I'm going to play it and play it again.
Joe established a charitable group in his mother's name that encourages women, especially minority women, to enter politics, said Pareca. But Kimmy placed herself as chair of the campaign before Joe had a chance to. And then Kimmy paid herself $25,000.
Oh, my gosh. Really?
Yeah.
$25,000? She thought she was going to get away with it? Or is that money for grieving?
$25,000 professional services for professional services.
I mean,
is
come
the
on.
only thing that's listed on the disclosure filings.
What? Clothes, the hair allowance, makeup allowance, nails. I could do it for $1,200, Kimmy.
Christina Davis, Brad Hahn, Ed Murphy, all paid. All went on to be Ronner staffers. And Kimmy. So just in total. $25,000 to herself, $15,000 hotels and restaurants in Chicago and Springfield, $41,500 to then current or soon to be Ronner administration officials. It's a total of $159,000 that she harvested from her good friend and longtime employer, and this is the subject of the lawsuit filed by Judy Bart Topinka's son. So that's
wow.
That's Nancy Kimmy. Did that money pay off? Oh, did it? So Nancy
pilfered her campaign fund.
So this is, Nancy Kimmy essentially worked out of the governor's office during the era where Rich Goldberg and Mike Z, who were 2 of Nancy Kimmy's political proteges, if you will, were the chief of staff and the governor's in various times, as well as governor's political director. There's Mike Z. Their secretary, good friend of Nancy Kimmy, she would essentially work as a lobbyist out of the governor's office, calling to mind the days of the George Ryans of the world, not the administration that is to shake up Springfield and bring back Illinois. In the 3 years that Kimmy's people were running Ronner's show, people that she was doing business with, Kimmy's lobbying clients received 2,878 state contracts worth $17 billion. $17 billion. One of them, Wexford Healthcare, has a I should say not multi, but it has a contract with the state worth north of $1 billion. They provide medical and mental health services for Illinois prison inmates, Wexford Health. They've also been sued in Illinois and in Mississippi and terminated in Florida. In point of fact, their contract, even though it was a 10-year deal struck in 2011, is now being rebid because of questionable business practices and services provided. They're the subject of a class action lawsuit in Illinois. A federal judge certified the class against Wexford. And the same month, the Florida Department of Corrections canceled the contract with Wexford. And in February of this year, Mississippi filed civil racketeering and influence, RICO Act lawsuits against Wexford in a prison bribery scandal. It's one of Kimmy's billion-dollar clients. And so here's the thing. If you don't understand how these people insinuate themselves into the halls of power and how they can take over the day-to-day operation and even some of the decision-making, not just in terms of policy, but personnel that leads to policy, then you don't kind of get how something that had so much promise at the beginning can veer off the road into the wilderness, never to be heard from again. You need to understand the backstory of how these things can go awry. And I'm sure it's similar in corporate settings. If you have a cancer in your office and you don't remove it, it metastasizes. But it's a little bit different here because, of course, everybody's interest is at stake. That's different than the private sector. And now, because there's a new chief of staff in the governor's office, Christina Rasmussen, formerly the Illinois Policy Institute, what Nancy Kimmey is trying to do is insinuate herself into the House Republican office with Jim Durkin, who's weak, David Walsh, his political advisor, who's a longtime ally and business associate of Nancy Kimmey, former brother of a former state senator, Tom Walsh. So that's her next play. So because...
Has she moved in yet?
Well, because she's been cut off at the pass in the governor's office with new leadership at the staff level there, now she just moves over to one of the old standbys, a 20-year hack like Jim Durkin, who plays the institutional inside game, doesn't care about turning around, taking on Springfield's interests, turning around Illinois. Just cares about having his little title with his little name tag, and having the appearance of being in control of something. I mean, and it's largely been the same on the Senate side, at least since Pate Phillip left.
So I know that there's a pending lawsuit against Kimmey, but could she face criminal charges for that?
Well,
I want to see some receipts. I want to know what there's $25,000 going for.
Professional services.
Like what?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah. Professional
Can't
services.
sue tailoring? I mean, I know, sir. I got to stop being catty.
I
am going to stop right now.
In addition to
being catty.
In addition to
yes,
the fact she was chief of staff for Judy Bart Topeka as state comptroller, so she was on state government payroll.
Right.
And then she's
and she helped herself to her campaign funds
after her death. Right.
Yeah, because that's what friends do.
Yeah, they harvest your organs.
Or harvest your campaign funds.
Well, that's what I mean.
Yeah.
I mean it metaphorically. So, so this is what you have to understand about what John Cass calls the bipartisan combine. You think bipartisan combine, you just look at the above the fold level and you say, oh, politicians that turn or cut unholy deals with the other side. It's also driven by staff. And it's also staff that in many cases are bigger influencers than legislators. Maybe not at the leadership level, but in terms of the rank and file level, sure. Why? Because they have well-heeled clients as lobbyists, for example. The Nancy Kimmey story, you can see the stories we've done, and there are more coming. Because as I said, it's time to pull some of these shadowy lurking figures out of the dark and into the light. PrairieStateWire.com has some of the details, as well as just the data, clients, contract amounts, the particulars on the Nancy Kimmey spend out of Judy Bart Topeka's account. We're distilling the relationship so you understand the networks. And you understand why it's so difficult to drain the swamp, whether it's in D.C. or Illinois, because the networks are so complicated and rooted that it takes a while to pull them up from said roots. It takes real stick-to-itiveness to do it as well. And I think what's happened to Rauner is he got sucked in by the inside game that these institutional creatures and the hacks that they run play. They don't care about the outside game. You're the outside game. The 95% of people who exist outside of government. You're the outside game. And Rauner got sucked in for the better part of 2 years, got sucked into the inside game to the exclusion of the outside game, meaning Illinois families who put him in office. The reason he won is because he was perceived to be the guy who was going to take on the institutional interests of both parties to shake up Springfield and bring back Illinois. And instead, he got pulled in to that small little world of playing inside politics. And he forgot the 95% of those families that live outside, the majority of whom sent him to Springfield to break up that cozy little deal that all of those institutional interests have. Republican Party, Bruce Rauner in particular, the Republican Party in general, has to play the outside game, has to focus on the outside game. You can be good at the inside game. You can be competent in politics. That would be a novel idea. The problem with these inside Republicans, too, is they're terrible at politics and because they're cowards, like Durkin. Pathetic. Jim Durkin should not only not be the House Republican leader, he shouldn't be a state representative. So folks in Western Springs and Burr Ridge, snap out of it. I'm talking about Republican primary voters.
Who's going to be running against them?
We'll see. That's the choice. The choice is the inside game versus the outside game. You allow these people, Nancy Kimmy and Jim Durkin and the like, to run the inside game and to run outsiders who have a disposition to reform but get sucked in, to continue to get sucked in, then you will always be a super minority party, will always be a kleptocracy. The only salvation for the state, and by extension the Republican Party as the one possible vehicle for reform, is the outside game. And that's what, unfortunately, much of the leadership, at least in the legislative side of it, Republican in the House and Senate, haven't understood or don't care to understand for a long time.
Connect with Dan and Amy using the AM 560 mobile app. Download it today at 560theanswer.com/mobile.
I'm Lou Dobbs. Google former employees charged gender pay discrimination. San Francisco, now the country's new median income leader, and quadruple witching day arrives on Wall Street. Those stories next.
Hello, beautiful. I'm Amy Errett, founder of Madison Reed, a hair color company I named after my daughter. One of the things I value most in life is time. Time to spend with my daughter, time to spend with family, and the time I put into my company that's reinventing the way women color their hair. The busiest, most successful women I know use Madison Reed, the amazing hair color hack. In under an hour and for less than $25, Madison Reed delivers gorgeous, shiny, multi-dimensional, healthy-looking hair with an ammonia-free formula. You'll look like you just came from a salon, but the reality is you have more me time to do what you love. Things get busy. Let us take care of you and your hair. Find your perfect shade at madison-reed.com and get 10% off plus free shipping on your first color kit. Use code EXCELLENT. That's code EXCELLENT. Try it. Love it. That's the beauty of Madison Reed.
3 female former employees filing a lawsuit against Google. Their class action lawsuit accuses Google of discriminating against women in pay and promotions, and Google has no comment. Economic activity today includes the so-called quadruple witching day, stock index futures and options all expiring, plus updates on retail sales and industrial production. Greater San Francisco edging out Washington, D.C. as the highest-earning metropolitan area in the country. Median household income last year almost $97,000, edging out Washington, D.C., $95,800. San Francisco's growth bolstered by the tech surge in Silicon Valley. Please join me for Lou Dobbs tonight, 7 and 11 Eastern on the Fox Business Network. This is the Lou Dobbs Financial Report.
Message and data rates may apply. Please don't text while driving.
Do you know the top 3 promotional items for driving new customers? We do. Do you know how to make your logo come alive and magnetically attract new, long-lasting customers? We do. And do you know how to ensure your logo is delivered on the right promotional items on time at a great price? We do. 100% satisfaction guaranteed. Who are we? We're 4imprint, the nation's leading team to make your logo shine on your choice of thousands of promotional items. And right now, we want to share with you for free the top 3 promotional items for driving new customers. Discover them now by texting TOP to 642-642. Let us show you what a difference the right promotional items can make to help grow your brand. With 4imprint, you'll get high-quality products, exclusive items, popular brands, on-time delivery, and outstanding customer service. That's what we do. Discover the top 3 promotional items for driving new customers by texting TOP to 642-642. That's TOP to 642-642.
It was a loser terrorist. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News. That's what President Trump has tweeted about this morning's attack in London, adding, these are sick and demented people who must be dealt with much tougher.
Any member of the public with any information about this incident should please call us as a matter of urgency.
Assistant Metropolitan Police Commissioner Mark Rowley, after a small explosion on a subway train, sent passengers running in panic. Some were burned. Fox's Alistair Wanklin live in London.
Dave, seems it was an improvised explosive device in a bucket, detonating aboard a crowded subway train.
People screaming and, crying.
And then just hordes of people, and the stampede had already started.
At least 18 people injured, mostly with burns, none life-threatening. There's no word who was behind the attack. It's the 5th terror assault in Britain this year. It comes a week after the reopening of a music venue in Manchester, where a bomber killed 23 people at an Ariana Grande concert. Dave?
Alistair, they are angry in Japan about the latest North Korean missile launch over their country. The UN will meet today. Fox's Rachel Sutherland live in Washington.
Dave, sirens startled people in Japan as a North Korean missile sailed overhead for the second time in about a month. Seoul-based North Korea expert Andrei Lankov says there's no way to stop Kim Jong-un's quest for nuclear power.
It will result to the Second Korean War, which is going to be an absolute disaster.
Secretary of State Rex Tillerson calling on China and Russia to do more. The missile test came just days after the UN Security Council passed yet another round of sanctions against Pyongyang, capping fuel supplies and cutting off textile exports. Dave?
Rachel, protests but not fights at Cal Berkeley last night. Angry, a conservative was on campus, but those demonstrators were kept away from the speech. Ben Shapiro joked to his audience about the barricades.
Structures to keep Antifa from invading the premises. So that means that Berkeley has actually achieved building a wall before Donald Trump did.
There were 9 arrests in Berkeley. Fox News, fair and balanced.
64 degrees, sunrise in Chicago. 7:02 on AM 560, The Answer. Good morning, I'm Mike Scott, here with the stories we're following on WIND Chicago. Steps are underway that could lead to a former top cop, Gary McCarthy, running for mayor of the city. Paperwork filed Wednesday with the Illinois State Board of Elections to create the Gary McCarthy for Mayor Exploratory Committee. Chicago activists revealing some new information about the Chicago woman found dead last weekend in a hotel. Andrew Holmes saying yesterday surveillance video does show Kanika Jenkins entering the walk-in freezer in Rosemont alone.
Did anybody pull her down there? Did anybody force her down there? Was anybody on the other side in that room with her when she got down there? And the answer to that is no.
Mayor Emanuel promising an all-out effort to bring Amazon's planned second headquarters complex to Chicago. AM 560's David Stewart was with the mayor yesterday.
Mayor Emanuel says the city, the county, and the state will join him in what he calls an all-hands-on-deck approach to landing the Amazon headquarters that could mean 50,000 jobs and a $5 billion investment.
I directed our team, and they're already talking to the state with that kind of mindset endeavor, which is all hands on deck, all resources to bear to make sure that we have a winning proposal.
He said Chicago has the talent, the transportation, and training Amazon needs. He didn't name one particular site, saying there are several that could fill the bill. David Stewart, NBC News Radio, Chicago.
Illinois House Majority Leader Barbara Flynn Curie will not seek re-election next year, the Chicago Democrat telling the Sun-Times. She's looking for new challenges. The 77-year-old was Illinois' first female majority leader. Aussie Mark Leishman alone on top of the leaderboard after round 1 of the BMW at Conway Farms. Cubs complete a 3-game sweep of the Mets with a 14-6 rout at Wrigley. Avisaíl Garcia, 3-run bomb, 7 RBI. White Sox mauled the Tigers 17-7. The news service of CiCi's. Want to taste the sauced and tossed flavors of CiCi's wings on your pizza? Well, now you can. New wing-inspired pizzas with honey barbecue, garlic parmesan, and buffalo chicken. Now on CiCi's buffet for just $5 and change. Prices may vary at participating locations for a limited time. 7:04 and a check of traffic and weather on the way next on AM 560.
All money managers may seem pretty much the same. But while some money managers may recommend high commission investment products, Fisher Investments avoids them. some money managers may have hidden and layered fees. Fisher Investments never does. And while some money managers are happy to earn commissions from you, whether you do well or not, Fisher Investments fees are structured so we do better when you do better. In other words, we're structured to be on your side. Maybe that's why most of our clients come to us from other money managers. Talk with us and find out why so many experienced investors are switching to and staying with Fisher Investments. Fisher Investments, clearly better money management. Investments in securities involve the risk of loss. Visit us at FisherInvestments.com to find out what we can do for you.
Americans have the right and advantage of being armed, unlike the citizens of other countries whose governments are afraid to trust the people with arms. James Madison, Federalist Papers. Our founders recognized that the common individual needs to be trusted, but with trust, there must be common sense and personal responsibility. This is especially true of handguns. If you've been thinking of making a purchase, visit the Range at 355. The Range at 355 is so much more than a state-of-the-art shooting range. It is a fully stocked showroom carrying a variety of firearms with brands like Smith & Wesson, Sig Sauer, HKs, and Glock. The Range at 355 offers Illinois concealed carry license training and a full curriculum of classes designed to teach you what you need to know to be a responsible gun owner and concealed carrier. Their professional team will train you like a pro. Founded by patriots like you, providing professional guidance and courteous instruction. Trust your skills to the pros at the Range at 355. For range hours and class info, visit range355.com. range355.com.
Policies issued by American General Life Insurance Company, Houston, Texas. Not available in all states. For details, visit AIGdirect.com.
If you're young and healthy, you don't need life insurance, right? Yeah, that's what I used to think too, until my brother died at 38. Joe left his wife with 2 kids, a mortgage, and a stack of bills she couldn't pay. Mary had to sell the house and move everybody into this tiny 2-bedroom apartment just to make ends meet. I never want to do that to my wife, so I got life insurance. I called AIG Direct and was really surprised how affordable it is. Just $14 a month for $250,000 of term life coverage. Listen, if you have a family, you should seriously think about getting life insurance. You'll feel a lot better having it, trust me.
Call AIG Direct for a free no-obligation quote. The call takes less than 5 minutes, and you could save up to 70%. Call now, 1-800-700-5593. That's 1-800-700-5593. 1-800-700-5593.
7:07. Let's get an update on the roads, your morning commute detail. In the Alarm Detection Systems Traffic Center, here is Jim Talamonte.
Thank you, Mike. The Edens Expressway has inbound delays starting around Oakton Street. It's 32 minutes from Lake Cook to Montrose, outbound 25. Kennedy, heavy pretty much all the way in now. It's 42 minutes O'Hare to downtown, 20 from Montrose, same in the Express. Outbound 42 minutes to the airport. Inbound Eisenhower, an hour and 15 minutes Thorndale to the post office, an hour and 2 minutes from Manheim. Outbound 50 minutes to Thorndale. Stevenson, 49 minutes, 355 to Lakeshore Drive, outbound 43. Ryan is 35 minutes from 95th to the Loop, I-57, 30 minutes, I-80 to the merge, Bishop 425. Lakeshore Drive still okay. Northbound Tri-State, slow Southwest Highway to LaGrange Road, from the Stevenson to the Hinsdale Oasis, and from the Reagan Tollway to Irving Park. Eastbound Adams Tollway is a jam from the Tri-State to the Kennedy. Reagan Tollway fine, Veterans Memorial as well, no delays to report on I-80 or in Northwest Indiana. Traffic answers when you need them most. I'm Jim Talamonte on AM 560, The Answer.
Chicago's Morning Answer continues next. Your official Chicagoland weather forecast with our meteorologist, Kevin Snyder.
Today, very warm with sunshine, high 86. Tonight, clear, low 65. Tomorrow, mostly sunny, very warm and humid, high 87 and a low 68. I'm Kevin Snyder on AM 560, The Answer.
64 at O'Hare. Next news at 7:30. Chicago's Morning Answer with Dan and Amy continues next on AM 560, The Answer.
This hourly segment is brought to you by Advanced Planning Advisors, bringing you Smart Money Talk with Mike Moylan and Rob Curvin, Saturday mornings at 6.
This is Chicago's Morning Answer with Dan Proft and Amy Jacobson on AM 560, The Answer.
Dan and Amy,
Yes.
I think I've changed my tune on Toni Preckwinkle, Queen Sugar, as she's known.
Yeah, in case any of you haven't seen the picture, go on Twitter, Dan Proft or Amy Jacobson, and you have a picture with Toni Preckwinkle. You were cheating on me with Toni, Queen Sugar.
Well, we're dating now, Toni.
Are you dating or are you just entertaining each other? Answer the question, Dan.
It's about companionship for us. We just like spending time with one another.
It's just such a chummy picture of you
particularly, outside.
So
lovely weather we're having.
Yeah, well, tell us what happened.
I played in this Forest Preserve Foundation golf outing, and Toni Preckwinkle was there.
Well, she's standard on one of the holes, and when the foursome came by, you took a group picture with her.
Yeah,
because that's what you do when you have a celebrity at any of the golf outings. That's what they do. They drive around in the car,
right.
And say hi to the folks. Thanks for coming out. Thanks for your money. And then you get the souvenir photo.
The only thing I was disappointed, I prefer her, and maybe this is for our private time, in her Statue of Liberty costume as opposed to her pantsuit costume.
Yeah, the seafoam green.
You remember the Statue of Liberty that she wore?
Oh, that's
the
right.
Gay Pride Parade, I think.
Yeah.
Statue of Liberty. But nonetheless, it was...
But you two seem very chummy together. Did
delightful.
She know who you were? I mean, you didn't go up to her like, don't you know who I am?
No, I was introduced to her by Tim Schneider, sort of tongue-in-cheek, and she's like, yes, I've heard of you.
Oh, yes, I'm familiar with your work.
And I've spoken to her before. I spoke to her on WLS when I was over there when she introduced the ammo tax idea.
Oh, yeah. To help pay for health care costs for those without insurance who get shot or something goofy.
I remember, I think I kind of stumped. What did I stump her with on that topic? I think it was just, well, why don't you just ban ammo? If the idea is you don't want people to have ammo for their guns because you don't want people to be hurt, then why are you trying to make money off of it? You just want part of the skim. Why don't you just ban ammo?
Oh, you stunned her into silence with that, didn't you?
Yeah, she kind of staggered her. But those were more confrontational times. They weren't the happy times we have together now.
Mm-hmm.
And by the way,
that's got to be your Christmas card photo this year.
It is my Christmas card photo. She said, when we were taking the picture, she said, I won't tell if you don't. And I said, no, I'm telling everybody. Everybody's going to see this picture because it shows what a reasonable bipartisan kind of guy I am.
Oh, right. That's what I think. Those are perfect descriptors for you. Reasonable, bipartisan guy.
That's right. That's right. And, friend to Democrats big and small.
My point of contention is I think she's getting a little too chummy with you too soon because she had her hand on your middle lower back. And that's a sign of, I want you. And I think that's a little aggressive on your first date.
Yeah.
I'm just going to go on the record and say that.
I did have to say...
get your paws off me. Enough. I'm just not a piece of meat.
When she was, I did have to say my eyes are up here once when we were talking before we staged the photo.
And where was her other hand? I mean, I don't know what's going on here.
Yeah, I know. I don't want to embarrass her. Okay. I'm a gentleman. All right. But it calls to mind her. And I did say we won the event, right?
Oh.
The one Republican group, and we won the scramble. And that's no easy thing to do.
With a bunch of cheating Democrats?
Well, I mean, let's just say they're creative scorekeepers. Most of these guys fill out their cards before they tee off. So,
all right, so what were you? How many under?
We were 25 under.
Come on.
That
is ridiculous.
It's a Cook County outing. There's all kinds of games and gimmicks, but we played pretty well, our group. And I was with Cook County Commissioner and Illinois Republican Party Chairman Tim Schneider. See, for those who say I can't get along with the Illinois Republican Party, well, I was there right there.
You did yesterday for 5 hours.
Well, no, and I liked him. He's a good guy.
But the best part is your names are going to be etched in history on this.
The Conservation Cup, because it was for the Forest Preserve Foundation.
Right.
So the Conservation Cup, Cook County Democrats can enjoy seeing my name every time they go to the George Dunn Golf Course on that Conservation Cup for time immemorial. And so that's a nice kicker.
George Dunn.
But it calls to mind the failure, well, the postponement, I should say, it hasn't failed yet, to repeal the soda tax. And I did buy Toni Preckwinkle a Coke and a smile yesterday. That's why you just see her. It's on Twitter and Facebook. It's just her face
Did you
is
really
lighting
say
up.
that to her?
Yeah.
I'm going to buy you a Coke.
I'll pop for a pop and pay the tax. And she kind of politely
Did she
laughed.
chuckle?
You know why she politely laughed?
Because she was scared?
Because she despises me. That's why.
Oh.
That's why she politely laughed. But that's not the place at a golf outing where it's all very collegial.
Yeah.
John Cass has a good piece about the sugary beverage tax, which, of course, is also a tax on non-sugary beverages.
Yeah, which is a joke. My bubble water.
Postponed from Wednesday till the next Cook County Board meeting in October 11th. And he talks about the kids who testified Wednesday at the hearing, because Preckwinkle, with the aid of Bloomberg's money, is pulling out all the stops to keep this thing.
And they think that, they got the public health director up there, too, doing commercials saying, that if you drink pop every day, you will gain, on average, 10 pounds a year. So it's a health issues for the kiddies. Right.
And Cass makes a good point in his piece, Hidden Treasures in Tony Taxwinkle's Idiotic Pop Tax. The poor on food stamps don't pay the Tony tax, and the wealthy enough to order expensive, fancy coffee-flavored iced frappuccinos at $5. That's his name for Starbucks. $5. I like that. Don't pay. Venti frappuccinos for the elites are Tony tax-free. But the working and middle class who just want a bottle of pop, they're being squeezed, of course. About half of those waiting to testify at the hearing Wednesday just love Tony. You could tell because they wore the T-shirts that mentioned healthy kids.
Oh, did they?
Yeah. The T-shirts did not mention Tony's BFF, New York billionaire Mike Bloomberg, and his $5 billion.
How dumb do they think we are that they think the public's going to believe that this is about the health of our children, this tax?
Interestingly,
when they're taxing non-sugary drinks, when my Diet Coke is taxed as much as my son's Coke.
Well, interestingly, in Philadelphia, where they also did this, and it had similarly disastrous effects on for retailers, for Teamster truck drivers, and others, they didn't even attempt that pretense. So how dumb do they think we are? In Philadelphia, they didn't try and slide that one past the electorate. Here, they think we're docile. And it's fascinating, the response. It's fascinating how Preckwinkle could go from untouchable 2 months ago to facing an existential threat to her political career today. And it really is. And you would think, that tax increases on income, the property taxes that are destroying your home equity, these would be things that would engender this this organic revolt against the political class. But it's this pop tax. It's really interesting.
Did you see how many people were outside the Thompson Center 3 nights ago? I mean, there was a large bipartisan crowd, I'll have to say, and men, women, children were there. It was a pretty big deal.
Well, here's the thing.
If I had known about it, I might have gone down there to march.
Well, here's the thing that Cass writes, though. Preckwinkle, my gal pal, is doing the bidding of the real powers. She's a power, but she's a secondary power. The real powers in this state. Cass writes, here we are talking about her pop tax, and what are those things you're not talking about? Tiny Dancer's property tax and fee increases. Madigan's 32% income tax increase and 35% corporate income tax increase. Rahm must love his rival Tony for sticking a big foot in her mouth, because as we're talking about Tony, we're not talking about City Hall's failures in the gang wars, where almost 500 have already died this year, or city taxes, or Rahm's contributors getting fat on city deals, or street gangs rolling through Lakeview attacking and robbing women. And if you're Boss Madigan, you don't want your Dem state reps having to talk about how they just ran through another huge tax increase. Those Dem state reps keep Madigan in power. You'd much rather have them holding neighborhood meetings on the hated Tony tax and directing taxpayer anger elsewhere. So that's the scam they're running, and you have to remember that they're all in league. You've got a bunch of Democrats running out to oppose the soda tax, the pop tax, because it's safe to do so, because the opposition is so overwhelming. And as Cass properly points out, it provides a very convenient misdirection play for all of their misdeeds and any attention to those misdeeds. So the admonition is, don't forget that your beholden local legislator, who is part of the massive tax increases, the general destruction of the state, your confiscatory property taxes, just because they're running around now that it's safe, saying, we should repeal Tony's pop tax, it doesn't mean they're on your side. If we continue to get fooled by these transparent misdirection plays, we're going to continue having these Madigan and Tiny Dancer Toadies running the show. You see what I'm saying? 312-642-5600, turnkey.pro. Answer line 64636DA, turnkey.pro text line. What is the more offensive to you? What angers you more? Is it the pop tax, or is it your property taxes, or is it your income taxes, or is it some regulatory scheme in Illinois that particularly impacts you, or is it just the whole damn thing?
I have to tell you, for some reason, the pop tax for me just set me off.
Well, I know.
Because
that's the case.
I don't buy sugary drinks. I buy diet drinks, and I buy my LaCroix bubble water, and that's taxed too. And so the argument that they're making doesn't apply to everybody, but yet we have to pay for this bull jive scheme that they've come up with about the children. It's always about the children and their weight. And parents can monitor their. We don't need the government to tell us if our kids are too fat or need to stop having sugar in their diets. We can do that ourselves.
Yeah.
Without being taxed. That's why I drove to DuPage County. We have a block party coming up, and I had to buy in bulk, so I went to DuPage County to go shopping.
Well,
because
right.
if I have to buy 12 cases of pop, I'm not going to give that money to Cook County. I'm just not going to do it.
Well, here's the thing.
Now I've been drinking water.
Somebody mentioned this at the golf outing today. I thought that yesterday that I was at. This is a good point. We were talking about this issue as well. And he said, I hear from people in the city, look, I can't get out to the suburbs. I can't go out to DuPage or Collier County or Northwest Indiana. And so I've got the pop tax, and then when I shell out the extra $3 for a case of Diet Coke, and then I got to pay the bag tax to carry it home.
Yep.
Right?
Well, 7 cents.
And there's another guy was saying, he's at a bank. My employees, I see my employees come back from lunch or shopping during lunch, and they got everything they're carrying under their arms because they just refuse to pay the bag tax. And so. So this is it. So this is interesting, though. It is those little things that I agree are admittedly indicative of big things that are regressive in nature and predatory in nature. But the bag tax, the pop tax, it's generated even more outrage and opposition than, say, red light cameras.
Mm-hmm.
It's really interesting.
Because it's something we do every day. And I've told you, my
guess.
sister, for dog owners out there, my sister gives me plastic bags because I can't get them in the city just to pick up my dog's poop. That's what a lot of people use those plastic bags for.
Yeah.
And no one has plastic bags anymore. Now we have to buy them. We'll get into dogs later and why Dan is sleeping with his dog.
Don't tell Tony. Sean in Elmwood Park.
Well, first off, I want to address our girl over there. Amy, did you just say a hand in the back is aggressive?
In the middle, lower back. That's a signal.
If it's descending.
Aren't you the one that was tongue wrestling with the American Me guy after he shook your hand? And now you're giving us advice on aggressive or not? Come on. You're easier than Madonna. That's number one. Number two.
Hey.
Come on.
Hey, come on, Sean. You can dream. You could never have me.
Yeah, exactly.
Don't ever do the Nancy Kimmy story, and then the band of thieves known as the Cook County Commissioners, because you're going to get me arrested. You understand? I'm yelling at strangers. Don't do it. Segue with an entertaining story. Let me downshift a little bit, because when you go to that 5'2", 300-pound scarecrow and how she is robbing the people with the help of that 7-foot stupid governor, and then you shift over to Tony Preckwinkle, who could scare a bulldog off a meat truck, and you make me focus on my Cook County Commissioner, who's running cover for Gold Rush Gaming, while the gaming rooms are popping up everywhere. It's just too much. It's Friday. Let me relax.
All right.
Or I'm going to start punching people, all right?
All right. Thanks for the call,
Thanks,
Sean.
Sean.
We'll do a story about dog yoga here shortly to get you back centered a little bit. Tony in Downers Grove. Hey Tony.
Dan.
How you doing?
It's like you always say, we're kind of ignorant as an electorate. And this just illustrates the point. That's simple.
You mean the outrage over the pop tax versus everything else?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we talk about, on a daily basis, there's things said about the property tax and other taxes, and yet people get upset about this.
Yeah.
So it just illustrates the ignorance.
Thanks for the call, Tony. Although the thing I would say about that too is, think about the Tea Party. The original one, the Boston one.
Mm-hmm.
That was a proxy for rebellion against the empire. So sometimes it's the little thing that
Yep.
is indicative of the big thing that stokes the big revolt. So I don't decry the outrage. I just want to extend it to other categories of terrible public policy and make sure that people act on it come March and November of next year.
I take David, because that is so true.
All right.
I go to the grocery store all the time, and what David's about to say is awesome.
How do you know what David's about to say? You can't read
Because
his mind.
Oh no, yeah, oh, yeah.
David and Skokie are on Chicago's Morning Answer.
Hey, good morning, Dan. Good morning, Amy.
Morning.
Amy, give me a chance to get on the air, please.
Yes, exactly. Stop stealing his thunder.
Stop stealing my thought. No, but I was in the grocery store actually last night, and the first thing that came to my mind was when I see these people like grabbing 6 or 7 produce bags for like one cucumber. I'm like, hey, what the heck are you doing? And they said, oh, well, I have dogs, and, it's annoying to pay 7 cents for every single bag. These are free.
Yeah.
That's awesome. It's true, and they're always empty.
Thanks.
Always empty.
Thanks for the call, David. Well,
Can't find a produce bag. I'm not kidding you.
if you lived in a well-appointed condo building, as I do,
Oh my gosh! And if people shop for you,
They have doggy bag dispensers when people go out to take their dog out.
Are you
That's
serious?
an amenity that is demanded.
You live in a foo-foo world.
I do. How thick is my bubble? Tony and Huntley.
Hey, good morning. Hey, thanks for taking the call. I think people are really outraged about the soda tax because they actually see it coming out of their pocket when they pay it daily. In other words, the other taxes are automatically deducted. If we had to write a check every month, the federal government and the state government, for all the taxes we pay, I assure you people would be outraged about that too.
I think there's something to that. I really do. Thanks for the call, Tony. So it's a good point you bring up because I always wanted the receipts at gas stations itemized, so you understood how much of your the price at the pump is taxation at every level of government. And and you had the Tribune hashtag, show your receipt thing, so that became a big deal on social media. So that helped stoke the revolt as well. So yeah, no, I think that's a big part of it, no question. Jeff on I-90.
Hey, thank you, Amy, for admitting that the soda tax works, because you just said, now I'm drinking water, which the point is to alter your behavior. So thank you for that admission.
Well, I was drinking Diet Coke, but now I'm drinking water. Neither have sugar in them.
So it worked, Jeff? So you're a proponent of the tax?
Absolutely. It should be designed to alter human behavior.
Yeah, that's what it does. Yeah, that's what it does.
Yeah,
it does
tobacco,
Yeah,
sugar,
no. Right.
all the stuff that's bad for you. If people can't make their own decisions, let government make decisions for you.
Yes,
Oh,
exactly.
that's what- yes, I'm a big
Thanks, Jeff.
proponent.
Yeah, no, I know.
I love when the government tells me what to eat and drink.
The superhumans in government who know better, right, Jeff? When private vice becomes public virtue. You ascend to elective office and suddenly you're omniscient. Isn't that right? Well, yes, it does alter behavior, mostly shopping behavior. So some retail establishments may disagree with you about that altered behavior, but okay, that's fine.
It's going to affect everybody. I mean, the people who deliver the pop to the supermarkets.
It is a great lesson in economics about elasticity of demand and altering behavior. That's correct. And the question is that the way a government should finance itself or attempt to? It's predatory, isn't it, Jeff, on I-90? Pretending the government is acting in your interests, but knowing all the while the government has already budgeted for and spent the money they expect to realize from you drinking sugary beverages. Do you get that, Jeff? And the same thing with red light cameras, and the same thing with sin taxes, and the same thing with gambling. It's predatory government looking at you as a revenue center, Jeff. That's actually what's happening, not the good intentions of government to make you a better citizen, to live a longer, healthier life. Talk about naive. Jeff on I-90 is why this state is a kleptocracy. Always ascribing the good intentions to predatory tax eaters.
It's news, opinion, insight. This is Chicago's Morning Answer on AM 560. The Answer.
What do you call charging thousands of dollars for hearing aids? I call it outrageous, because hearing should not be a privilege for the rich. It's a basic right everyone deserves. Hi, I'm Dr. Cherukuri, board-certified ear, nose, and throat physician. If you or a loved one suffer from hearing loss but can't afford thousands for a hearing aid, I created MD Hearing Aid for you, a high-quality medical-grade hearing aid for a fraction of that price.
Try MD Hearing Aid at home, risk-free for 45 days. Call 1-800-300-0868.
No costly doctor's visit. No expensive and time-consuming fittings or appointments. No ugly, old-fashioned hearing aid that costs thousands. MD Hearing Aid is an FDA-registered, audiologist-tested hearing aid that's discreet and lets you hear what you've been missing at a savings of more than 80% off the average price of a traditional hearing aid.
Try MD Hearing Aid risk-free for 45 days. Call 1-800-300-0868. Plus, you'll get free shipping and free batteries for a year. 1-800-300-0868.
This is Dan Proft with 60 Seconds of Sanity, sponsored by Upstream-Ideas.com. They're not going to help you unless they're put on notice. They're going to be held accountable if they do not support the President of the United States. Those are the words of Chief Trump Street Fighter Steve Bannon on 60 Minutes in response to Charlie Rose's protestation that he's attacking the very GOP leadership who support the president needs. Whether or not you agree with all of the component parts of the Trump-Bannon policy agenda, and I do not, Bannon is correct about the mechanics of moving the flag in politics. As Milton Friedman observed, politics is the art of getting the wrong people to do the right thing. That requires the application of pressure. A policy agenda is moved mainly by aligning interests, not making friends. And the number one interest of virtually every office holder is to hold their office. What the big government press corps in D.C. describes as infighting is better understood as an accountability mechanism. You either keep the promises you made or you won't be in a position to make them anymore. Members of Congress are not our betters. They are our temporary representatives. All are replaceable. Many are interchangeable. A political party that has intra-party channels to maintain discipline is a governing party. One that does not will be a minority party until they do. Take it from someone who lives in Illinois.
AM 560, The Answer.
Real quick, Catherine in Pleasant Prairie, Wisconsin. You're on Chicago's Morning Answer.
Good morning.
Morning.
So I moved from Chicago to Wisconsin because I finally got sick and tired of all of the taxes, including what a lot of people don't even know, the high tax on our cell phones. I didn't even realize that until I moved up to Wisconsin and my cell phone bill went down. But also the park zone and the school zone cameras where you're cruising along, Western Avenue at 40 miles an hour and you have to drop to 20. I mean, that's just a tax. Those lights go off like popcorn.
Yeah. Thanks for
That's
the call, Catherine. We miss you terribly.
I avoid those streets. But no, I register my cell phone out here in the burbs, save $7 a month.
I'm telling on you.
No, I use my phone for work, Dan. Right?
You're winking at me. I'm
I
telling
got
on you.
something in my eye. Coming up on Chicago's Morning Answer.
We'll talk to Ed Henry about Trump's framework for a deal on DACA at 7:37.
And later, why sleeping with your dog is either good or bad, we'll explain. But first, into the newsroom we go. Here's Mike Scott.
64 degrees. Skies are mostly sunny. Mayor of London condemning what he calls a hideous terror act this morning after an explosion on a packed rush hour train.
I firstly condemn the latest reckless and dangerous act by North Korea.
Malcolm Turnbull, Australian Prime Minister, saying U.S. officials are the latest to be advised on a North Korean missile test that didn't pose a threat to North America, but did pose a threat to the Far East as it flew over Japan. The missile landed in the Pacific Ocean. Amazon getting a lot of bad reviews this morning after removing negative reviews of Hillary Clinton's new book. Amazon admitted last night it took down one-star reviews of Clinton's 2016 memoir, What Happened? Soldiers dead, 7 more hurt in demolitions training mishaps at Fort Bragg, North Carolina. More people in Florida getting their power back day by day. The number of homes and businesses without electricity has dropped to 2.1 million. Steps are underway that could lead to former Chicago top cop Gary McCarthy running for mayor. Paperwork was filed for an exploratory committee this week. An 8-year prison sentence has been handed to a former Boston Celtics player found receiving guns stolen off a freight train in Chicago. Nate Driggers denied ever selling guns. He was convicted in April. And Illinois House Majority Leader Barbara Flynn Curry will not seek re-election next year, the Chicago Democrat telling the Sun-Times that she's looking for new challenges. Mark Leishman on top of the leaderboard after round 1 of the BMW Championships. Cubs rout the Mets 14-6. White Sox piled it on and beat the Tigers 17-7. The news, a service of your local Jeep dealer. It's 1 week to Jeep at your local Jeep dealer. Get the best deals of the year on the award-winning lineup, but don't wait. 1 week to Jeep, and soon. Hurry in and see your local Jeep dealer today. 7:34. We'll have a check of traffic and weather on the way next on AM 560.
This hourly segment is brought to you by Papa Nicholas Coffee. Papa Nicholas, great coffee, period.
You are about to hear from Dr. Douglas Howard.
After 20 years and tens of thousands of success stories, Balance of Nature is still the only pure whole food supplement available. Balance of Nature has served more than 500 million servings of fruits and vegetables. Don't accept imitations, copies, or substitutions. Our success stories are unique to Balance of Nature's fruits and veggies. You'll know you have the real thing when you open the bottles and see, smell, and taste real produce.
It is worth every penny I pay because they really have made such a difference in my life. It is making me feel a whole lot better.
Even my doctor thought it was a good product.
Good health is only a phone call away. What are you waiting for? Don't miss your opportunity to get a free month supply of Balance of Nature. Call 1-800-2468-751. That's 1-800-2468-751. Or go online to balanceofnature.com.
Use promo code Chicago.
Signature Bank is Chicago's fastest growing independently owned business bank. It's a bank where relationships still matter. Signature Bank knows your name and your story. I'm Dan Proft, and I know this because Signature Bank is my business bank.
I'm Jim Durkin, founding partner of the Martech Group, a global market research firm based in Chicago since 1985 and a longtime customer of Signature Bank. When our business moved to our current Loop location, I recall seeing Mick O'Rourke and his two business partners, Brian Duncan and Kevin Bastuga, laying the foundation for Signature Bank. When Signature opened its doors in 2006, I was proud to move our accounts there and become a shareholder. Being in the consulting business, the Martech Group has a keen understanding of the value of relationships, trust, and attentiveness. Whether dealing with our U.S. practice or our international operations, Signature Bank is always there when we need them. That's why the Martech Group is proud to have Signature Bank as a valued business partner.
Signature Bank is looking for their next success story. Learn more about turning your business vision into reality. Visit signature-bank.com. Signature Bank, helping local businesses succeed. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Scoundrels are not exclusive to politics. They're smart enough to occupy necessity service industries like the automotive business. As a real estate broker, my car is a lifeline and a total necessity to my business and my family, which is why I had to seek out an honest, truthful auto service provider. For over the past decade, I've put my trust in Craigies Mobile Service Center on Lake Street in Addison. Craigies handles full auto repair on foreign and domestic vehicles. They pride themselves on providing you the best cost-effective auto repair and expert advice. Craigies has full service bays and truck lifts that can service and manage your whole fleet. They also provide priority service for your business and can track each vehicle, alerting you to the repair before you need it, keeping your guys on the road. Since 1959, Craigies Mobile Service Center has thrived through 10 presidential administrations, giving you reputable, dependable, and honest auto repair. Do yourself a favor. Just go into Craigies on Lake Street in Addison. See my guy Vic. He'll set you up. Tell him Sean from Elmwood Park sent you. I approve of this message.
7:37 and a check of the roads in the Alarm Detection Systems Traffic Center with Jim.
Thanks, Mike. Eden's inbound 29 minutes. Lake Hook to Montrose outbound 25. The Kennedy is now an hour and 3 minutes. O'Hare to downtown outbound 42 minutes. The Eisenhower an hour and 14 minutes. Thorndale to the post office outbound 48 minutes. Stevenson 48 minutes. 355 to Lakeshore Drive outbound 43. Ryan is 37 minutes. 95th to downtown. Northbound Tri-State, the delays are from Southwest Highway to LaGrange Road, from the Stevenson to the Hinsdale Oasis, from the Reagan Tollway to Irving Park. The Adams Tollway's fine. Reagan Tollway slow 59 to Raymond, crash on the left shoulder. Veterans Memorial, it's heavy 75th to the Reagan Tollway. The Army Trail toll to 290. Northwest Indiana's okay, and traffic is the service of CiCi's Pizza. Want to taste the sauced and tossed flavors of CiCi's wings on your pizza? Well, now you can. New wing-inspired pizzas with honey barbecue, garlic parmesan, and buffalo chicken. Now on CiCi's buffet for just $5 and change. Prices may vary at participating locations for a limited time. Traffic answers when you need them most. I'm Jim Talamonte on AM 560, The Answer.
Chicago's Morning Answer continues next. Your official Chicagoland weather forecast. Pretty warm for this time of year. 86 for a high temp with plenty of sunshine today. Clear and 65 overnight. And a warm, humid high of 87 tomorrow. 65 at O'Hare. Next news coming up at 8. Chicago's Morning Answer with Dan and Amy continues next on AM 560, The Answer.
This hourly segment is brought to you by Turnkey IT. giving you the freedom to focus on your business while they handle the technical stuff. Turnkey IT.
If you're talking about it, I'll be talking about it. Dennis Prager here. Join me this morning at 11, right here on AM 560, The Answer.
Dan and Amy, so President Trump in Florida yesterday, still surveying hurricane damage. Took some questions from enterprising reporters and took the opportunity to clarify some of what is swirling around him regarding his newfound relationship with
Chuck and Nancy.
Yeah, Pagliacci and Scared Raccoon Face. The deal on DACA. Oh, we got a deal on DACA, and there's going to be no border wall funding, no border security concessions.
Everyone yesterday, Amnesty Don.
Well,
that was the headline on Breitbart.
This is what President Trump had to say on the topic.
We're not looking at citizenship. We're not looking at amnesty. We're looking at allowing people to stay here. We're working with everybody. Republican. We're working with Democrat. I just spoke with Paul Ryan. He's on board. Everybody's on board. They want to do something. We're not talking about amnesty. We're talking about taking care of people that were brought here, people that have done a good job and were not brought here of their own volition. But very importantly, what we want, we have to have a wall. If the wall is going to be obstructed, when we need the funds at a little bit later date, we'll be determining how much we need. Then we're not doing anything. Right.
But Chuck Schumer, Pagliacci, seems to think he's got Trump over a barrel. He's got him right where he wants him because he was caught by a hot mic by the
C-SPAN 2, the Deuce, or the regular C-SPAN?
The deep state operators over at C-SPAN, the original, I think. Maybe Brian Lamb was kind of following around as a... here's Chuck Schumer talking to an unnamed colleague about his relationship with Trump and his conversation with the president.
Sorry, just got here. Anything new? No. He likes us. He likes me anyway. Look, what we said was exactly accurate. Here's what I told him. I said, Mr. President, you're much better off if you can sometimes step right and sometimes step left. If you have to step just in one direction, you're boxed. He gets that. Oh, it's going to work out, and it'll make us more productive, too.
Oh, isn't
and
that...
it'll make us feel productive, too.
Music to my ears. Pagliacci is looking to be more productive, and he thinks Trump gets the Potomac two-step.
Or is Trump playing him?
What to make of the apparent dance lessons Pagliacci is giving the president? For more on this topic, we're pleased to be joined by Fox News chief national correspondent, author of the new book, 42 Faith, The Rest of the Jackie Robinson Story. He is Ed Henry. Ed, thanks for joining us. Appreciate it.
Good morning. There's so much to unpack. I want to unpack there, but I got to start with Amy calling C-SPAN 2 the Deuce.
Yeah.
It's sort of like she's geeking out on politics, which I love.
Yeah.
Well, that's what I call ESPN 2. ESPN 2 is the Deuce, so C-SPAN 2. Yeah.
Well, C-SPAN 2 is the hipper C-SPAN. There's no question about it. It's for the kids.
Yeah, and they let their hair down. They got the hot mic moment, and they tell you what they're really thinking.
Yeah, that's right. Well, so what about Pagliacci and the dance lessons he's recounting?
Look, so I imagine, I'm sitting here in Washington, D.C., and I imagine from where you're sitting and a lot of your listeners maybe outside the Beltway are sort of like, yep, this is the Potomac two-step. Donald Trump ran as one thing. Now he's going to play with Chuck Nancy, and maybe he's not going to build the wall. I got another view of it, which is that tell me exactly how many campaign promises he was getting done when he was just doing maybe the one step with Paul and Mitch. Okay, Paul Ryan and Mitch McConnell have done virtually nothing for this president. And so I actually, when I get outside the Beltway, and I was happy to see Dan a couple months back when I was doing the book signing, I have a lot of people who come up to me who are Fox viewers and say, so, we had a Republican House, and we couldn't repeal and replace Obamacare. So I kept hearing Mitch McConnell and Paul Ryan say, you got to give us a Republican Senate, then we could do it. We gave him a Republican Senate. A guy told me this literally last weekend, and he said, so we gave him a Republican Senate. And then they tried again, and they kept failing. And they said, no, there's one more thing. You got to give us a Republican president. Then we'll get it done. And guess what? They delivered on a Republican president, and Mitch and Paul still can't get it done.
Well, although to be fair, the House did pass replace The House did pass an Obamacare request.
Yeah, but it didn't become a law. I mean,
well, I understand.
You know, the leaders kept telling us, well, you know, we'll get this done if we have a president who will sign into law. You got a president who's waving a pen in the Oval Office. That, you know, So here's the big picture. I think. I think people who supported Donald Trump can and have a right to be frustrated that it doesn't look like he's going to get the wall in this deal on the Dreamers. But I think he's reflecting the reality of he has to get some momentum going on some of this, on some budget deals. He's got to clear the Dreamer issue out. Otherwise, Republicans are going to be painted by Chuck and Nancy, as you call them, as being uncaring, unfeeling. He can't on principles. He's got to stand up and say, look, these folks came in illegally. But I think there also has to be some balance on the fact that not all, but many of the young people who came in with their parents illegally are serving our military, are going to college, are doing the right thing, quote unquote. That doesn't mean we give them amnesty. That does not mean that we say, hey, here you go, you're a citizen. I think they've got to get on some sort of a path, and the president is going to have to be tough in the latter stages of these negotiations to make sure it is not amnesty, because that would be ridiculous if he caved on that. However, I got to go back to the fact that McConnell and Ryan were not getting anything done for this president.
Let me also. I'm sorry. Let me also suggest this, though. I'd get your reaction. Is that you know Trump? All the scholarship on Trump in terms of how he's different in one-on-one or small group meetings as opposed to when he's on the stump or when he's on his reality TV show. Much more charming, much more of a people pleaser. He's not combative. And so he has a good meeting with Chuck and Nancy, and they think that a new day has dawned. And that's just trumping Trump interpersonally. And it doesn't necessarily mean anything because they took something very different away from that meeting than he said in Florida yesterday.
Yeah, I think that the critics should calm down, as I was saying a moment ago on immigration, that just because he does some deals with Chuck and Nancy doesn't mean he's going to drop all of his principles. But by the same token, I think the president has to check his optimism in some of those comments, as do the Democrats, that I don't think this is a brand new day where all of a sudden the skies are going to part and they're going to, just magically figure everything out. I mean, there's a lot of tough choices ahead on these big issues. But I guess my point is, after 7-8 months of Republican rule, you had issue after issue just sort of piled up. Obamacare is just one of many. By the way, we haven't even had a chance to talk about maybe the biggest Republican priority of all when you have the House, the Senate, and the White House, which is finally getting real tax reform. I mean, they're moving on it, but they're moving like turtles right now here in the Beltway. I mean, they're not moving quickly. And again, the year is almost over, the first year in office for this president. And he doesn't have tax reform. He doesn't have infrastructure, by the way, which I bet a lot of your listeners in Chicago care about. I mean, I was listening to the traffic report before, and it was going to be over an hour from O'Hare to downtown. That's probably volume, but there's also construction every other day. There are bridges that need to be dealt with. You go to LaGuardia Airport in New York, and it's a mess. And so, how is it that a Republican president who's a builder and talked in the campaign about infrastructure spending, which Democrats say they support, and would create a heck of a lot of jobs, by the way, and the tax cuts would put a lot of money in the pocket of your listeners, where's the tax cut the president talked about? So I'm not blaming him for the inaction. I'm just saying I don't blame him for saying I'm going to try something different. I tried to just wait for Speaker Ryan and Senator McConnell to get this stuff done. And the president is saying, and in fact, in later comments on Air Force One, you played some of that audio, he said, I tried it one way. Now I'm going to basically try it another way.
Yep. But do you think Trump loyalists are okay with that? Because I haven't seen a lot of pushback. I mean, of course, you have conservative lawmakers, Steve King, saying, the DACA deal, the base will leave him. But his actual constituents, I mean, I haven't heard a lot of pushback.
I don't think they will.
Yeah.
I mean, I think you go back to something the president said a long time ago. I think he said it as a candidate that, I could shoot somebody on Fifth Avenue and my supporters will still support me. That might have been a bit extreme and a little out there, but his supporters are very loyal. And so I see on social media this morning some people burning their Make America Great Again hats. I don't know if this is a real thing or if people are making it up to make it look like there's trouble in the base. You always have to be careful if this is some goofy social media thing.
Yeah, right.
But at the end of the day, I think most of his supporters are going to stay with him. I think that, it might – here's the other thing, is when I heard the president in the clip you played, I was waiting to come on. And he was saying, look, the Democrats are going to work with me on some things. I'm going to work with them on some things. I was thinking, look, it's not perfect, but this is what a lot of voters say they want to actually see.
Right.
I mean, they don't just want one party ramming things down the other's throat. We saw that under President Obama. How'd that go? all he ended up doing, beyond Obamacare and some other stuff was executive action, and then Trump comes into office and he starts removing them. So if you're a Republican who voted for Donald Trump, or an independent who voted for Donald Trump, or a Democrat across the aisle, do you think it really makes sense for this president to go alone and do everything you want him to do, but maybe without Congress, and do it as an executive action, and then Elizabeth Warren or Bernie Sanders or someone else is elected in 4 or 8 years, and they basically undo everything you want? It doesn't make any sense. At some point, you've got to move at least somewhat to the middle and get some stuff done that moves the country forward, regardless of party.
The big stories of the last 2 weeks, of course, the devastating weather in the Houston area and in Florida. Do you sense that the D.C. press corps is unpleasantly surprised by what seems to be the very competent administration of the government in response to these crises in Houston and Florida?
Initial hours before the first Hurricane Harvey hit, my colleague Howie Kurtz was saying, boy, the mainstream media is already jumping on this. And I said, what do you mean? He said, I've heard a couple of reports on some other networks saying this is a big test for President Trump, when it may be or it may not be, because in a lot of these cases with storms, it's the governor, it's the mayors, it's FEMA, which, yes, is part of the administration, but is a kind of a non-political agency that's still supposed to just fix these things. And that narrative is, my point is, that narrative was out there before the storms hit, and then you're absolutely right, Dan. The response has been almost pitch perfect. I think any regional person would say. And you never hear the media say, hey, President Trump actually did a pretty good job.
I know.
They just sort of moved on from it.
And they pretty much buried that he donated $1 million to Hurricane Harvey
I also
victims.
think this might be an example of why people were excited about electing a businessman for president for the first time. On the deal side, the negotiating side with Congress, up until recently, as we've been talking, it hadn't really worked that well. It is sort of a businessman, fish out of water, still trying to figure out Washington. In the case of the storm management, I think we've seen exactly why people want to elect a businessman. I haven't heard enough of that in the media. Here's a CEO saying, this is what we're going to do. Here's the big picture. Everybody be confident. Here's what I'm going to tweet out. Here's the meeting. Here's the briefing. And then he delegates to Vice President Pence, who's been on it. He's working with the governors, Rick Scott in Florida. Frankly, I think he's acted like a CEO and has done a darn good job, and the media doesn't want to give him credit.
He is Ed Henry, chief national correspondent for Fox News, author of the new book on Jackie Robinson, 42 Faith, the rest of the Jackie Robinson story. Ed, thanks for joining us again. Appreciate it.
Have a great weekend.
You too. Take care.
And he joined us on our Turnkey.pro answer line.
The more you listen, the more you'll know. This is Chicago's Morning Answer. Morning Answer on AM 560. The Answer.
All that extra weight is messing with your health, your sleep, your social life, even your love life. Time to take control. I'm Dr. Frank Marticello, and that's exactly what I did. I always worked out, worked hard, and no matter what I did, I couldn't lose that weight. I then saw a picture of myself, and that's what did it. I had to search for a solution. I found the ideal method. I lost 80 pounds, opened Total Life Weight Loss, and that was 9 years ago, and I've kept it off. Listen to this.
I hated being on meds needed only because I was overweight. I was tired of being tired and wearing black all the time. So I turned to Total Life Weight Loss. It was truly a life changer. Total Life Weight Loss gave me support and strategies to get rid of the weight and maintain my new current weight. I love the way I look and feel.
This is a medically developed protocol that helps you lose weight fast, get healthy, and keep it off for life. Call Total Life Weight Loss now at 708-695-5999 to book your free metabolic assessment or attend one of our free educational workshops. Again, that's 708-695-5999.
Got your head in the IT cloud? How are things in there? Confusing? When your business is considering the location for your precious data, or if you're already using the cloud and can't seem to navigate through, Turnkey IT is ready to clear things up. You need to be ready. It's estimated that by 2020, over 78% of all small businesses will be partially or totally using the cloud. The truth is, it's great for everyone in some way, but in what way for you? Turnkey IT can help your business understand the cloud and help you utilize it safely and securely. And sure, you may already be using Office 365, but there's so much more that the cloud can do. Turnkey IT is eager to educate you on what's best for your business. And don't forget, if you're frustrated by the lack of responsiveness or the high cost of your current IT company, Turnkey can help with that too. Clear up the cloudiness when it comes to the latest technology. Be sure your business is current. Visit turnkey.pro to make contact today. Turnkey.pro.
When you have sleep apnea, traveling can be a real drag because you have to drag your big, bulky home CPAP device with you everywhere you go. But not anymore. Now you can travel easily and sleep comfortably anywhere thanks to Transcend, the world's very first mini CPAP. And right now, you can try Transcend absolutely risk-free for 10 restful nights. So call now, 1-800-600-3585. Our smallest and most advanced portable design ever, Transcend is as small as a soda can and weighs less than a pound. You can even add a battery that's as tiny as a deck of cards. Transcend is so incredibly small and light, you can easily fit it in your briefcase or purse to use anywhere you go. It's FAA compliant too, so you can even sleep comfortably while flying. Now you can enjoy the freedom to sleep comfortably anywhere. But don't delay. To receive your 10-night in-home trial, call minicpap.com now. 1-800-600-3585. Again, that's 1-800-600-3585.
Balance of Nature's fruits and veggies.
Oh, I had my joints all ached. My sciatic nerve was really bad. Like 10 hours, my eyes were so tired and heavy and almost burning. And then when I woke up in the morning, there was this nagging pain. I mean, it hurt to open them. And just in a week, I don't have the nagging pain anymore. My joints stopped hurting, and I'm in wood season. I'm lugging wood right now, and I'm not hurting. So that's, amazing for me. I'm usually really suffering. It's pretty effective. And so now, like I said, my husband and I are both taking it, and he even said his joints aren't aching as much, and he's feeling better.
Good health is only a phone call away. What are you waiting for? Don't miss your opportunity to get a free month's supply of Balance of Nature. Call 1-800-2468-751. That's 1-800-2468-751. Or go online to balanceofnature.com. Use promo code CHICAGO.
Roof is needy?
Call Grumweedy.
630-595-8020.
Roof is leaky? Call Grumweedy.
630-595-8020.
Shingles are curly?
Call Grumweedy.
630-595-8020.
Roof isn't right after it's stormy? Call Grumweedy.
630-595-8020.
Here comes winter. Well, soon. This is Mark Olson.
And Greg Olson of Crumweedy.
Since 1953, the roof guys for your home and business.
We fix roof problems.
Get it done before the winter comes.
Hate the high pressure?
Not from us.
We give you multiple options. Then you choose.
A roof that lasts at a fair price.
We fix roof problems.
When your roof is needy,
call Grumweedy. How about the number?
630-595-8020. 630-595-8020.
Call us. We make sure your warranty is in place. Crumweedy, 630...
Wait. Just remember, myroofisneedy.com.
Acme Home Insurance.
Yes, I'd like to make a claim.
What are you wanting to claim, sir?
My air conditioner broke down.
Sorry, but your home insurance doesn't cover air conditioner breakdowns.
So, what do you cover?
Home damage from things like earthquakes, volcanoes, a zombie apocalypse.
A zombie apocalypse? But that'll never happen.
But if it did, you'd be covered, sir.
But not my air conditioner?
I'm afraid not.
But his air conditioner could have been covered with a home warranty from American Home Shield. We cover major components of air conditioners, plus 20 other home systems and appliances, like electrical systems, plumbing, refrigerators, and more. For valuable free information, call 1-800-400-6096. Homeowners insurance can cover what might happen.
Zombies are coming!
But a home warranty helps cover what will happen.
Now the dryer won't work.
Be sure with the Shield. American Home Shield. For valuable free information, call 1-800-400-6096. That's 1-800-400-6096. 1-800-400-6096.
This is Dan Proft with 60 Seconds of Sanity, sponsored by Upstream-Ideas.com. They're not going to help you unless they're put on notice. They're going to be held accountable if they do not support the President of the United States. Those are the words of Chief Trump street fighter Steve Bannon on 60 Minutes in response to Charlie Rose's protestation that he's attacking the very GOP leadership who support the president needs. Whether or not you agree with all of the component parts of the Trump-Bannon policy agenda, and I do not, Bannon is correct about the mechanics of moving the flag in politics. As Milton Friedman observed, politics is the art of getting the wrong people to do the right thing. That requires the application of pressure. A policy agenda is moved mainly by aligning interests, not making friends. And the number one interest of virtually every office holder is to hold their office. What the big government press corps in D.C. describes as infighting is better understood as an accountability mechanism. You either keep the promises you made or you won't be in a position to make them anymore. Members of Congress are not our betters. They are our temporary representatives. All are replaceable. Many are interchangeable. A political party that has intra-party channels to maintain discipline is a governing party. One that does not will be a minority party until they do. Take it from someone who lives in Illinois.
AM 560, The Answer.
Coming up on Chicago's Morning Answer.
We'll talk to Jed Babin from the Washington Times about North Korea's latest missile test at 8:08.
And should you be sleeping with your pet? But first, into the newsroom we go. Here is Mike Scott.
An activist says video shows a woman entering a freezer alone. WIND Chicago News Time is 8 o'clock.
Who planted the bomb? I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News.
I'd ask the public to remain vigilant across London and to be alert and assisting us, but not to be alarmed.
Assistant Metropolitan Police Commissioner Mark Rowley searching for whoever was behind the bomb in a bucket that went off on a subway train, burning some passengers. Others got hurt in a mad rushing panic. Fox's Alistair Wanklin live in London.
Dave, police saying an improvised explosive device went off in a carriage as a subway train pulled into a station. Passengers fled.
They were running the carriage and then they started running to the platform.
He was aboard the train. London's mayor claiming
evil and cowardly individuals.
Sadiq Khan saying they wanted to kill. 22 people injured, mostly with burns. There's no word who was behind this attack, but it's the 5th terror assault in Britain this year and follows a spate of attacks across Europe, including in France and Spain. Dave.
Alistair, what's President Trump saying about it? Fox's John Decker live at the White House.
The president writing on Twitter, another attack in London by a loser terrorist. These are sick and demented people who were in the sights of Scotland Yard. Must be proactive. The president, in a separate tweet, loser terrorists must be dealt with in a much tougher manner. The internet is their main recruitment tool, which we must cut off and use better. The president also writing the travel ban into the U.S. should be far larger, tougher, and more specific.
John, a possible scandal involving a Vatican official sent back to Rome from the embassy in Washington after being flagged by U.S. officials for maybe violating child pornography laws. The State Department wanted diplomatic immunity revoked. The Vatican refused, says its own prosecutors will investigate. Days after sanctioning North Korea, the UN Security Council will meet again after the North launched its longest missile test yet, again flying over Japan, where Prime Minister Shinzo Abe says
North Korea needs to be made to understand that if it continues on this path, there is no bright future for it.
Fox News, fair and balanced.
Sunshine, 64 degrees at 8:02 on AM 560. The Answer. Good morning. I'm Mike Scott. Steps underway that could lead to former Chicago top cop Gary McCarthy running for mayor of the city of Chicago. Paperwork was filed Wednesday with the Illinois State Board of Elections to create an exploratory committee. Chicago Activist is revealing new information about the Chicago woman found dead last weekend in a hotel in Rosemont. AM 560's David Stewart has the latest.
Activist Andrew Holmes says police showed him the video from the Crowne Plaza Hotel, and it captured Kanika Jenkins taking an elevator from the lobby, where she was waiting for friends, to the basement, then trying different doors before opening the freezer door in the kitchen and walking in alone and unaided. That was early Saturday morning after she had attended a party at the hotel. Her body was found early Sunday morning after 2 searches of the hotel. The freezer door did not have a lock and could have been opened from the inside. Police are investigating. The cause of the young woman's death hasn't been determined. David Stewart, NBC News Radio, Chicago.
2 teens are accused of attacking and robbing an elderly woman on Chicago's north side. The 80-year-old was walking this week near Lille and Southport when she was knocked to the ground by a 16 and 17-year-old and robbed. After seeing a picture of the boys on the news, relatives of the teens collared them and brought them to the police station. 3 are in custody following a police chase that ended with a crash in Countryside. The pursuit began yesterday in Lyons after officers spotted a man wanted in Chicago. The suspect's vehicle crashed near Brainerd and Plainfield Road in Countryside. 3 ran out of that car before being captured. Several schools in that area were put on soft lockdown. Aussie Mark Leishman is alone on top of the leaderboard after round 1 of the BMW at Conway Farms. Cubs rout the Mets 14-6. White Sox winners over the Tigers 17-7. 8:03, time for the AM 560 Business Beat. From the Fox Business Network and a service of Turnkey.pro, here's Ginny Casola.
From the Fox Business Network, Rovio Entertainment, the company that makes the Angry Birds games, is getting ready to go public and says selling stock could value the company at $1 billion. It expects to start trading on the NASDAQ in Helsinki on September 29. As Tesla plans to unveil its new electric truck, Daimler says it already has one, and United Parcel Service will buy the first 3. Daimler says the trucks can travel for 62 miles on a charge. They're quieter and have reduced emissions, which make them appropriate for urban areas. Aerosoles is filing for bankruptcy protection. The women's shoe store chain says it wants to get out of leases in stores where it's not making money. Aerosoles intends to stay in business. The Dow Jones Industrials gained 45 points yesterday. The Nasdaq was down 31 and the S&P dropped 2. With the Fox Business Report, I'm Ginny Cosola.
8:05 and a check of traffic and weather on the way next on AM 560.
All money managers may seem pretty much the same. But while some money managers may recommend high commission investment products, Fisher Investments avoids them. Some money managers may have hidden and layered fees. Fisher Investments never does. And while some money managers are happy to earn commissions from you, whether you do well or not, Fisher Investments fees are structured so we do better when you do better. In other words, we're structured to be on your side. Maybe that's why most of our clients come to us from other money managers. Talk with us and find out why so many experienced investors are switching to and staying with Fisher Investments. Fisher Investments, clearly better money management. Investments in securities involve the risk of loss. Visit us at FisherInvestments.com to find out what we can do for you.
When was the last time you thought about the HVAC system that works 24/7 to keep you comfortable and in business? One of the most important, yet overlooked aspects of life in the 21st century is reliable climate control for both people and product. It's one of the many things we take for granted. We'll be warm in the winter and cool in the summer. Then there's a failure or utility bill that's sky high. Avoid unpleasant surprises with your indoor comfort. For repairs and preventative maintenance on your commercial and industrial HVAC systems, call EHMS Mechanical Services. The equipment that maintains the environment you work in and supports the products you make is so important. When it fails, you'll need EHMS Mechanical Services, one of the fastest response commercial HVAC companies in Chicagoland. Help lower the overall cost of your HVAC equipment with comprehensive maintenance programs, energy-reducing retrofits, and rapid response service from EHMS Mechanical Services. Call 847-801-1000 or lovemyhvac.com. It's hard to filter through all the noise. Sorting through healthcare plans for yourself or your business makes your head hurt. Will this plan take care of what you need? Will it fit your budget? Who has the time to shop around? It's a lot to deal with and figure out. The solution to your healthcare plan problems? Summit Solutions. Talk to real people and get answers in simple terms you can understand and negotiate a plan that's right for you. Summit Solutions is an independent advisor with the freedom to custom design solutions and solve your healthcare plan problems. They'll assist and explain not only healthcare to your employees, but also retirement planning. Here's what one of their customers says. Summit Solutions has consistently met or surpassed our expectations. We've never had to consult with any other broker or agent for any type of coverage. They've been an essential component to our success and growth. Call Summit Solutions for a free consultation or analysis of your plan, 773-685-9077, or visit SummitSolutionsUSA.com. Summit Solutions. Insure, invest, retire.
It is 8:08. Let's get an update on the roads and the Alarm Detection Systems Traffic Center with Jim.
Mike, the inbound Kennedy is heavy with delays. Cumberland to the Hubbard Tunnel, an hour and 10 minutes. O'Hare to downtown, 45 minutes from Montrose, 30 in the Express. Outbound 45 to the airport. Eden's 23 minutes from Lake Cook to the Junction. Outbound 30. The Eisenhower, it is an hour and a half from Thorndale to downtown. An hour and 5 minutes from Manheim. Outbound 50 minutes to Thorndale. Stevenson, an hour and 7 minutes. 355 to Lakeshore Drive. Outbound 43 minutes. Ryan, 38 minutes, 95th to downtown. I-57, Bishop Ford, both 35 minutes from I-80 to the Verge. Southbound Lakeshore Drive, now sticky from Bryn Mawr to North Avenue. Northbound 18th Drive to Jackson. Northbound Tri-State delays, 95th to 31st. And from the Reagan Tollway to Irving Park, the Adams Tollway is fine. Reagan Tollway slow 31 to Raymond. The crash on the left shoulder. Veterans Memorial delays are from I-55 to the Reagan Tollway. The Army Trail toll to 290. I-80 is good. Northwest Indiana is just fine. Traffic answers when you need them most. I'm Jim Talamonte on AM 560, The Answer.
Chicago's Morning Answer continues next. Your official Chicagoland weather forecast with our meteorologist, Kevin Snyder.
Full day of sunshine today, high 86. Then for tonight, clear with a low 65. Tomorrow, mostly sunny, humid with a high 87. Then a mainly clear night, low 68. A shower or thunderstorm in spots Sunday, high 82. I'm Kevin Snyder on AM 560, The Answer.
67 at O'Hare, 65 along the lakefront. Next news, 8:30. Chicago's Morning Answer with Dan and Amy continues next on AM 560, The Answer.
This hourly segment is brought to you by Turnkey IT, giving you the freedom to focus on your business while they handle the technical stuff. Turnkey IT.
This is Chicago's Morning Answer with Dan Proft and Amy Jacobson on AM 560. The Answer.
Good morning, Dan and Amy. You heard in Mike Scott's newscast the response from Japan to North Korean dictator Kim Jong-un's most recent missile test. And our friend Jed Babin over at the Washington Times has an interesting take on what North Korea's endgame may be here. So let's bring him into this conversation now. Jed Babin, former Deputy Undersecretary of Defense, Washington Times, American Spectator contributor, and I believe, now Jed, correct me if I'm wrong, I believe you were also a Chelsea Manning Fellow at the Kennedy School at Harvard. Is that right?
No, I didn't get that letter.
I'm sorry to hear that.
You can't even make a parody of that, and Harvard is what it is. But it's as the old man said long ago, Harvard hates America. Anyway, North Korea.
Yes. Speaking of hating America, you write in the Washington Times that you believe Kim Jong-un thinks he can deter us with his weapons program from his expansionist desires. Explain.
Well, yeah, I think we've gone a long time thinking that Kim is just trying to blackmail us and extort money. That's what the president has been saying. I mean, quite frankly, that's what has happened many times over the past couple of decades. But this is different, guys. This has gone back just well past the idea of extorting money from us. I think what he's trying to do is deter us from changing his regime. He may have ambitions to reconquer South Korea. He may have ambitions to conquer Japan. He may have a lot of other ambitions we don't quite know about yet. But this is much different than mere extortion. He's trying to deter us from interfering and intervening in whatever he plans to do.
So you think this is some kind of Far East mutually assured destruction play?
Well, it may very well be. And, it's to the point where they are almost capable of doing it. They've clearly got missiles that can reach most of the United States at this point. They probably have nuclear weapons that they can put in those missiles and deliver them. So he has the ability to make good on his threats. And obviously we have to take them very seriously, but we also have to figure out what his end game is. And I do believe it's more than just extorting money.
And many of us woke up this morning to learn about this latest intercontinental ballistic missile that they launched over the northern part of Japan. And they sounded the safety warning signals, and people ran out and they were hunkering down. What's Japan doing? What's their reaction to this?
Well, their reaction is they're wondering whether, quite frankly, they have to have nuclear weapons themselves. That would be contrary to their constitution and pretty much everything that's happened in Japan since World War II. So they're reluctant to do that, but they're scared, and rightly so. There's all sorts of things going on. There's even suggestions, well, quite frankly, more than suggestions. There is a danger that either going up or coming down, one of those missiles, which are, of course, launched without notice to anybody, could shoot down a commercial airliner, killing hundreds of people. So that would just be the start of whatever Kim wants to do. So there's a lot of dangers inherent in these launches. The Kim regime is not caring about any of the dangers they create, and Japan is very worried, and again, they should be.
Are there opportunities for missile defense, including space-based missile defense systems, for us and our allies that are not being pursued?
Yeah, I mean, that's the whole point of my piece in the Washington Times yesterday was to point out several things. Number one, that our missile defense systems right now are not terribly good. They are pretty good, but they're very, very limited and very small in number. And quite frankly, the fact of the matter is we need a better missile defense. It's been a subject that's been neglected for almost 3 decades now. And the President and Congress need to get together and figure out what to do about it. What I'm advocating there is, pardon me, a system, something like what used to be proposed in 1992. There was this thing called the Brilliant Pebbles concept. It would have ringed the Earth with hundreds of very small missile interceptors that could be basically autonomous. Not artificial intelligence. Let's not get all excited about that, but autonomous in that they would automatically destroy ICBMs that were targeted at the United States or its allies. And I think it's time to do something like that. Quite frankly, it would be cheaper than what we're doing on missile defense right now and vastly more reliable. Again, the thing we have is a big problem that our missile defenses are not capable to do what they need to do. They're not perfect by any means. Test missiles fail to intercept their targets and shoot them down. We need a system that's more reliable and far more widespread.
What about sanctions from the UN? Is that working at all to slow down their weapons program? I mean, what seafood, coal, fuel, is that moving the needle?
Nothing's going to slow them down, Amy. You know, we've had various types of proposals. The proposal to blockade North Korea and cut off all their exports and imports, that was shot down in the UN, and the president caved in on that. The Russians and the Chinese are not going to support a total blockade, and nothing short of that is going to change what the North Koreans are doing. And even then, they may very well try to go ahead. In fact, that may very well go ahead and incent them to go and start whatever war they want to start.
I got to get your reaction to what Steve Bannon had to say on Sunday night on 60 Minutes about the foreign policy establishmentarian. Certainly, he would describe them as such. That's the best, the way he would describe them, of the last 3 presidential administrations prior to Trump, and whether or not you have the same contempt for them that he has, whether or not you think they're idiots as he does with respect to America's interventions in the Middle East and elsewhere.
Well, I would say that Mr. Bannon is very much off base with a lot of people. He's, concisely right on some people, but to say that everybody who advised President Bush was an idiot and a despicable character, that's just way off base. Look, I know some of these people. I know Defense Secretary Rumsfeld is an incredibly smart guy, former chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff. Dick Myers, Peter Pace, brilliant, brilliant men. And, for Bannon to say what he said is it's just ridiculous. He's making a parody of himself. It's true. And that going to war in Iraq was probably the biggest mistake we made in the 20th century. But the fact of the matter is the people who were advising the president on that, quite frankly, had to submit to his judgment. President Bush wanted to do that. And that's, quite frankly, his responsibility. They may have helped do that. It's their responsibility and their blame. But the fact of the matter is Bannon is way, way, way off base. And, with someone with Mr. Bannon's credentials, which, oh, by the way, have absolutely no validity in foreign policy or national security, he has no credentials in there. For him to criticize those people in that way is, again, it's off base.
So do you think General John Kelly is doing a good job with cleaning up the people that are around Trump?
Luis Gutierrez does not, by the way.
Well, all I can tell you is I don't know General Kelly. I assume that he's as any other Marine general I've known. He's a good, tough, smart guy, and he's got the toughest job in Washington. Ruck trying to tame that White House and control the people who are going to go see that president. It's not a job I'd like.
All right. Well, then you can keep your job at the Washington Times and the American Spectator. He is Jed Babin, former Deputy Undersecretary of Defense as well. Jed, thanks as always for joining us. Appreciate it.
Thanks, guys.
And he joined us on our turnkey.pro answer line.
Before you see it on TV, share it on Facebook, or read about it in the paper, hear it here first. This is Chicago's Morning Answer on AM 560. The Answer.
Coming up next on Chicago's Morning Answer, Downward Dog.
Yeah, we can do that. And also
And who sleeps with their pets?
And a Virginia boy trying to take the job of an undocumented immigrant.
First, here's your forecast. Very warm today, and as you can see, plenty of sunshine. Get out and enjoy this spectacular day, a high of 87 degrees. Then tomorrow, mostly sunny, warm again and humid, a high near 90. And on Sunday, mostly cloudy. It's going to be warm and humid again. Can't rule out a thunderstorm in spots in the afternoon, a high of 82 degrees. Let's get into our Alarm Detection Systems Traffic Center and say hello to Jim Talamonte.
Good Friday morning, Amy. Good morning, Dan. It's really rough sledding on the Eisenhower today. The delays inbound are from North Avenue to the Tri-State and 17th Avenue to the Burn Circle. It is an hour and a half from Thorndale to downtown. An hour and 5 minutes from Manheim, outbound 50 minutes to Thorndale. The Eden's 22 minutes, Lake Cook to the Junction, outbound 27 to Kennedy. An hour and 5 minutes, O'Hare to downtown, 41 minutes from Montrose, 28 in the Express, outbound 45 to O'Hare. Stevenson, an hour and 10 minutes, 3:55 to the Drive, outbound 40 minutes. Orion's 40 minutes from 95th to downtown. Lakeshore Drive southbound, very heavy, Bryn Mawr to North Avenue, northbound slow 18th Drive to Jackson, northbound Tri-State. Bumper to bumper, 95th to 31st. And from the Reagan Tollway to Irving Park, Reagan Tollway jammed 31 to Raymond after a crash. And the Veterans Memorial from I-55 to the Reagan Tollway and Army Trail to 290. I'm Jim Talamonte in the Alarm Detection Systems Traffic Center.
Learn how you can safely generate more retirement income in this low-interest rate environment. How to avoid 7 costly mistakes that could derail your hopes and dreams of ever retiring. Plus, specific and actionable strategies to control and protect your estate. Learn how you can do all of these things and much more at Alpha Wealth Group's educational retirement workshop, Retirement Ready, Saturday, September 23rd at 10 a.m. Hosted by Tom Fortino, featured contributor on Fox Business and host of the Alpha Wealth Hour, heard Saturdays at 9 a.m. on AM 560. This event is absolutely free, so you've got nothing to lose. Learn how to protect yourself from stock market volatility, inflation, the rising cost of healthcare, higher taxes, and how to never run out of money in retirement. It could be the best 60 minutes you ever invested in your financial future. Call now to reserve your free seat today for this free educational workshop, Retirement Ready. Seating is limited. Call 630-519-4742. That's 630-519-4742. Investment advisory services offered through Retirement Wealth Advisors, Inc.
All right, I have to admit it was an eyesore. The chipping and paint peeling on our front and back porch, it looked awful. But thanks to CertaPro painters, the porch looks brand new. The painters who showed up were professional, respectful. They were done in just a few hours. And when they left, the house looked brand new. They really are the best in the business. And it's not too late to book your exterior painting project. There are several spots open on CertaPro's summer schedule. Here's an idea. Let CertaPro painters transform your home while you're on vacation and return to a freshly painted house. They're celebrating their 25th anniversary this year, and so we invite you to experience the CertaPro difference. For a free estimate, call 1-800-GO-CERTA, C-E-R-T-A, or visit CertaPro.com, that's Certa with the C. Get that painting project off your to-do list. Each CertaPro painter's business is independently owned and operated. CertaPro painters, we do painting, you do life.
Balance of Nature's fruits and veggies.
I'm 75 years old, and I don't eat enough vegetables or fruit. And this is a great thing to do. And it seems that I have more energy. It seems that I take that, and I take a lot of blood pressure pills and what do you call it, cholesterol. But my doctor tells me, he said, no, you might cut the dosage down on your pills because what are you taking? I said, Balance of Nature. He said he didn't know what it was, so I told him, I said it's fruits and vegetables condensed into little pill form. He goes, well, whatever it is, it's doing you a lot of good.
Good health is only a phone call away. What are you waiting for? Don't miss your opportunity to get a free month's supply of Balance of Nature. Call 1-800-2468-751. That's 1-800-2468-751. Or go online to balanceofnature.com. Use promo code CHICAGO.
Dan Proft here with an important message for Chicagoland business owners. If you own or rent your building, chances are that you're paying more than your fair share of property taxes. Ask yourself this question. If you could lower your property taxes with the help of licensed professionals who have an 80% average success rate, Yes, you heard that right. An 80% success rate. Lowering business owners' property taxes. Would you do that? Corporate Valuation Advisors has reduced their clients' property taxes on average by 20% over their 25-year service history throughout the greater Chicagoland area. Here's a Corporate Valuation Advisors' recent property tax savings success story from a local Chicago business owner. Their first year of property tax savings equaled $26,265. The total 4-year property tax savings equaled $104,679. Call Corporate Valuation Advisors. They can help. 630-923-5371. That's 630-923-5371. You can also find them at yourfairtax.com or visit 560theanswer.com and look for the Corporate Valuation Advisors banner.
Balance of Nature's fruits and veggies.
I had some ulcer issues on my leg that I had from Vietnam. It would erupt on occasion of periods of stress. When I was taking juices, these ulcers had disappeared, but I was not able to get good quality fruits and vegetables to make good juices. And, these ulcers came back. But since I've been taking the fruit and the veggie capsules, these ulcers again have subsided.
Good health is only a phone call away. What are you waiting for? Don't miss your opportunity to get a free month's supply of Balance of Nature. Call 1-800-2468-751. That's 1-800-2468-751. Or go online to balanceofnature.com.
Use promo code CHICAGO.
Message and data rates may apply.
Attention, it is illegal to text and drive. So if you're experiencing hair loss and you want a permanent solution, please pull over now, because an incredible offer that could give you your hair back is just one text away. Bosley is America's #1 hair restoration expert, always pioneering the latest technology. And now we're giving everyone who texts GROW to 543-543. An absolutely free information kit that reveals just how easy and affordable this permanent solution really is. Don't wait. When you text GROW to 543-543, we'll also give you a gift card for $250 off. Millions of men and women have come to Bosley for a permanent solution to hair loss. So pull over now and see for yourself how great your hair could look with an absolutely free information kit. Text GROW to 543-543. Plus, get a free gift card. This amazing offer is just one text away. GROW to 543-543.
It's not often you hear about a great career opportunity on the radio. A career opportunity perfect for ambitious, responsible, and mechanically inclined individuals truly looking for a long-term career opportunity. Unique Repair Service, headquartered in Chicagoland, is a well-established industry leader in factory-authorized appliance repair and a premier service provider for many of America's largest retailers. Unique is experiencing unprecedented growth and is looking to immediately hire a number of technician trainees to learn the business and grow in the company. Benefits include medical insurance, paid holidays and vacation, as well as company-provided vehicle, laptop, phone, and gas card. So if you, a loved one or friend, are mechanically inclined and would like information about a career opportunity with an industry leader, call Mike Avila today at 877-219-5960. That's Mike Avila of Unique Repair Service at 877-219-5960. Unique Repair Service is an equal opportunity employer and proud supporter of AM 560's charity golf outing for the 100 Club of Chicago.
AM 560, The Answer.
That's me and Tony.
Yeah.
Me and Tony Preckwinkle.
Check out the picture at Dan Proft on Twitter or Amy Jacobson, and you'll see the photo of the new couple.
That's just Tony singing to me yesterday.
Ready?
George Dunn.
Mm-hmm. In everyone. Here, go. That's your line.
I'm singing.
Ready?
So yesterday, I enjoyed this sweet victory at the Preserve Foundation golf outing that was presided over by Queen Sugar, Tony Preckwinkle.
Yeah. Dan had 28 under. Good job, Dan.
25.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, don't embellish.
Uh-huh. Because I'm sure you guys weren't embellishing.
We weren't. We played straight.
You said you got onto the green on a par 4?
I hit 2 par 4s, and on my drive.
I've been there. I know. You know what? I know what it feels like.
Do you?
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Okay.
Nothing's better than an eagle. Double eagle.
So, but so I hate to ruin the relationship that's just in its nascent stages as we're starting to spend more time together, get to know one another.
Yeah.
But I did recall this story from a forum I moderated 4 years ago for the Illinois Policy Institute on entrepreneurship, and one of the participants was a state senator from Utah at the time, Dan Lillenquist, and he had a story about a Chicago alderman that he
female alderman, right?
That he crossed paths with about the time that the Institute for Justice, with which he was affiliated, was doing a clinic on entrepreneurship. Listen to this story about a certain former Chicago alderman.
One of the more sobering experiences of my life was my first summer of law school. I was working with the Institute for Justice Clinic on Entrepreneurship down at the University of Chicago. We were trying to help inner-city Chicago entrepreneurs launch their business. We had some great people with great ideas. And I went and met with the alderwoman of South Chicago, who's now in, I think, a much more powerful position. I won't mention who she is, but I sat down with her and told her we were offering free legal advice to help people start up businesses. And she looked at me and she said, "I'm opposed to self-employment. You give these people false hopes that they could ever earn a living on their own." I was stunned.
Are you sure you don't want to mention who that alderwoman was?
Tony Preckwinkle.
I knew it was Tony Preckwinkle. Hyde Park, South Chicago, in Utah speak. Here's the thing. Opposed to self-employment, opposed to entrepreneurship in the communities that she used to represent as an alderman, that she represents as Cook County Board President, just opposed. She is to entrepreneurship what Bill de Blasio is to private property, an opponent. That is a jarring statement. Wow. And that should tell you something about Tony Preckwinkle's perspective on you, on small business owner-operators, on entrepreneurship, and what the hard left of the Democrat Party, which is the base of it now, which is the center of gravity in the modern Democrat Party in Illinois and nationally, really thinks of the people that take productive risks to grow jobs, to create wealth, to improve society. It's just an incredible story, and I couldn't let it go without a reminder since we're dating. Now, I'm sure she's probably going to break up with me.
Coming up on Chicago's Morning Answer.
We're going to switch gears and talk a little climate science in response to the leftist climate cultists with Bjorn Lomborg, the director of the Copenhagen Consensus Center, at 8:38.
And later, it's more than a down dog. It's yoga with your dog. But first, into the newsroom we go. Here's Mike Scott.
64 in sunshine. Police in London say it was an IED that caused this morning's blast on a train at a London subway station not far from the football stadium for Chelsea Football Club. As they work through that area, Stamford Bridge, hundreds of detectives continue to investigating, along with London Mayor Sadiq Khan.
It is a terrorist attack. The police, security services are now involved in a manhunt. The person or the people responsible for this attack will be caught.
18 are in the hospital after that explosion sent a fireball through several cars of that train. The hospital, though, is saying none of those injuries are life-threatening this morning. 9 are facing charges in Berkeley, California, after they were arrested outside a speech by commentator Ben Shapiro last night. The night ended quietly, in spite of hundreds of protesters near the UC Berkeley campus. It's now 22 wins in a row for the Indians, and that's a record. Tribe came back to beat Kansas City 3-2 in 10 innings. The Indians tied it with a 2-out double in the 9th inning to force the extras. More people in Florida getting their power back on every day. The number of homes and businesses without electricity has dropped to 2.1 million. The Cassini spacecraft is no more. NASA scientists say they've received their last message ever from the probe. It has disintegrated as it plunged into Saturn's atmosphere. It's been there for 13 years. Steps are underway that could lead to former Chicago top cop Gary McCarthy running for mayor. Paperwork was filed Wednesday with the Illinois State Board of Elections to create the Gary McCarthy for Mayor Exploratory Committee. Chicago sports. Last night, Cubs complete a sweep of the Mets with a 14-6 rout at Wrigley. White Sox brought the big bats in a win over the Tigers, 17-7. The news service of Napa Auto Parts. This month, Valvoline Full Synthetic Motor Oil is on sale for $5.59 a quart at any participating Napa Auto Parts store. Quality parts, helpful people, that's Napa know-how. General States pricing, it does not include applicable state or local taxes or recycling fees. 8:34 and a check of traffic and weather on the way next on AM 560.
Home isn't just a place, it's the feeling of knowing you're safe. ADT lets you take that feeling with you. Learn more at ADT.com.
Have you ever considered opening your own business? Have you ever wondered whether you had what it takes to be an entrepreneur? If you have the ambition and a sense of humor, you should pick up a copy of Who Wants to Be a Business-Heir. Unlike many of the how-to books about opening a new business, Who Wants to Be a Business-Heir is about what it feels like to be in business. It's about what aspiring entrepreneurs can expect to face in their new business and the issues that they need to consider. Written by attorney Scott Annis, with more than 25 years of experience in assisting small businesses, Who Wants to Be a Business-Heir offers some old-fashioned homespun advice, often told with clever and amusing anecdotes. It might make you laugh, it could make you cry, and it'll definitely make you think. If starting a new business has been on your mind, pick up a copy of Who Wants to Be a Business-Heir. That's spelled BUSINESSAIRE. It's available on Amazon or at thatbizlawyer.com. Pick up a copy of attorney Scott Annis's book, Who Wants to Be a Business-Heir, today.
Signature Bank is Chicago's fastest growing independently owned business bank. It's a bank where relationships still matter. Signature Bank knows your name and your story. I'm Dan Proft, and I know this because Signature Bank is my business bank.
I'm Jim Durkin, founding partner of the Martech Group, a global market research firm based in Chicago since 1985 and a longtime customer of Signature Bank. When our business moved to our current Loop location, I recall seeing Mick O'Rourke and his two business partners, Brian Duncan and Kevin Bastuga, laying the foundation for Signature Bank. When Signature opened its doors in 2006, I was proud to move our accounts there and become a shareholder. Being in the consulting business, the Martech Group has a keen understanding of the value of relationships, trust, and attentiveness. Whether dealing with our U.S. practice or our international operations, Signature Bank is always there when we need them. That's why the Martech Group is proud to have Signature Bank as a valued business partner.
Signature Bank is looking for their next success story. Learn more about turning your business vision into reality. Visit signature-bank.com. Signature Bank, helping local businesses succeed. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
8:36. Let's get an update on your morning commute. Latest in the Alarm Detection Systems Traffic Center with Jim.
Thanks, Mike. The inbound Edens Expressway is heavy from Foster to Montrose. It's 22 minutes from Lake Cook to the junction, outbound 28. Kennedy, an hour and 5 minutes, O'Hare to downtown. 42 minutes from Montrose, 33 in the Express. Outbound 17 minutes to Montrose, 36 to O'Hare. The Eisenhower's a mess. An hour and a half Thorndale to downtown. An hour and 5 minutes from Manheim. Outbound 33 minutes to Manheim, 50 to Thorndale. Stevenson, an hour and 10 minutes, 355 to Lakeshore Drive. Outbound 40 minutes. The Ryan is 40 minutes, 95th to downtown. I-57, Bishop Ford, both 35 minutes from I-80 to the Merge. Southbound Lakeshore Drive, it's heavy Bryn Mawr to North Avenue. Northbound slow 18th Drive to Jackson. Northbound Tri-State delays. 75th to 31st, and from the Reagan Tollway to Irving Park. The Adams Tollway is fine. Reagan Tollway gummed up 31 to Eola. Veterans Memorial slows. 75th to the Reagan Tollway at Army Trail to 290. Southbound 53, a little sluggish Palatine to Kirchhoff. Northwest Indiana, all clear. Traffic answers when you need them most. I'm Jim Talamonte, AM 560, The Answer.
Chicago's Morning Answer continues next. Your official Chicagoland weather forecast. Warm day ahead, plenty of sunshine. High of 86, clear and 65 overnight. Currently 67 at O'Hare, 65 along the lakefront. Next news at 9. Chicago's Morning Answer with Dan and Amy continues next on AM 560, The Answer.
This hourly segment is brought to you by the Alpha Wealth Group, bringing the trilogy of estate, tax, and investment planning together. Visit alphawealthgroup.com for a free report.
Let freedom ring this afternoon at 2 with Sean Hannity, right before Joe Walsh at 5 on AM 560, The Answer.
Good morning, Dan and Amy. And, because the big story of the last couple of weeks has been the hurricanes, and because there hasn't been much basis to criticize the federal government, or even for the most part local governments, in doing the best they could under the circumstances and handling it very well given the resources they have. You've had a focus instead on what? Of course, climate change as the proximate cause of these severe hurricanes that afflicted the Houston area and, of course, the state of Florida.
Yeah, Beyonce and Stevie Wonder told me that.
And right, exactly. And they're the definitive words when it comes to anything that's science-related. So, for example, too, the reporting on this is so interesting, isn't it? Politico. Florida governor remains unsure about climate change after Hurricane Irma. So the clear implication is that climate change is connected to Hurricane Irma as a cause.
And Hurricane Harvey.
Yeah. And it's worth pointing out to the cultists at Politico, and that's what they are when you just ignore the science and you ignore scientific opinion. And Florida governor's unsure about the climate change as connected to Hurricane Irma. Well, so is NASA, NOAA, the UN Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change, who all have said they cannot definitively say there is such a connection. So if the debate is over and the science is settled, why do those who are so insistent on the need for us to deindustrialize, why do they have to overstate the case? That's coming from agencies, government agencies they otherwise would take as a matter of faith, whatever pronouncements emanated from them.
I've just always wondered what voices they're listening to, what scientific data they're reading that I'm not.
Well, for more on this, why don't we talk to scientists? We talked to Patrick Moore, who's a scientist and co-founder of Greenpeace yesterday. And today we're pleased to have Bjorn Lomborg, who is the president of the Copenhagen Consensus Center. He's also the author of The Skeptical Environmentalist in Cool It, and he had a recent op-ed in the Wall Street Journal, timely one, The Climate Change Distraction. Mr. Lomborg, thanks so much for joining us. Appreciate it.
Hey, Dan and Amy, it's great to be here.
So you, just starting with this op-ed, you talk about climate change being assigned as the proximate causal link for all kinds of societal ills the world over, and that this distracts from a serious discussion about those other societal ills, as well as a serious discussion about climatology. If you could expound upon my description of your piece.
Exactly, Dan. So, look, global warming is real, and it is a problem. But the way, and you mentioned that very well, that it's being made the only cause and the big thing that we need to change sort of almost blinds us from figuring out that there are many, many other ways that we can help much better. In my Wall Street Journal article, I was pointing out, and this is a problem in many third world countries, that you take any problem and you say, oh, this is because of global warming. Here it was one that said that increasing child marriages are due to global warming, which is pretty much on the face of it just ridiculous. But, of course, it also takes away from the fact that these are really and serious problems that we do know how to fix, but that's not by cutting CO2. It's by doing a lot of other things, like, for instance, making sure that girls get better education, that you get more incentive structures within the families to not marry off their children young. So there are simple, smart solutions to this. And that goes as well in the U.S. Now, of course, this is not how child marriages in the U.S., but the way that the hurricane is used to being said, if we want to help future victims of Irma or Harvey, we need to cut carbon emissions. No, that would probably be the least effective way to help future victims of hurricanes that will happen no matter whether we deal with global warming or not. It's about these simple things, about getting better infrastructure, more porous surfaces so you drain the water better, more levees and dams, better building codes, better zoning, stop subsidizing insurance so people build in incredibly risky places. These are simple ways that would be much cheaper, much more effective, and help much more. And so, again, it's a distraction very often. It's a real problem, but it's often a distraction.
Well, what about pollution? How does that play a part in this?
So, look, pollution is a big issue, and this was what, in many ways, founded the environmental movement. There is a lot of pollution problems in the world, but the bizarre thing is we don't seem to focus on what's the most important one. What is the biggest polluting killer in the world? Most people get this problem wrong. It's not global warming. It's not water or sanitation. It's air pollution, and it's actually mostly indoor air pollution. There's the fact that almost 3 billion people, so almost half this world's population, cook and keep warm with dirty fuels, mostly wood and cardboard and dung and whatever they can get their hands on to keep warm and cook inside their houses. It kills 3.6 million people each year. And yet we don't hear about it because it's not one of those celebrity-studded issues that we should be talking about.
Yeah, I mean, so that's the thing. Look, I'm a conservative, so by definition, that means I want to conserve the things that we've been gifted, like this planet. So I consider myself an environmentalist, too. I don't want to rapaciously destroy ecosystems or anything of the sort, and I'm willing to go wherever the science leads. So I want to go back to the statement you said that global warming is a real deal. It's an issue to be addressed. And so many conservatives have never denied that, and you get into this kind of false binary with the cultists and those that are purveyors of agitprop on both sides. Okay, let's go where the science leads. Now that we understand that's a problem, let's talk about the scope, and let's talk about sensible responses per the scope. It seems to me we can never get to that more productive place in the conversation.
No, you're exactly right. And just to give you a few answers in this, the UN Climate Panel, the IPCC, as you mentioned earlier, which used to be sort of the state-of-the-art conversation, I still think it is, they tell us that in the 2070s, global warming will be a problem that if you translate all the problems into a percentage of GDP, it will cost somewhere between 0.2 and 2% of GDP. Now, that's a problem, but it's obviously not the end of the world. 0.2 to 2% is the equivalent of one recession over the next 60 years. So, yes, it's a problem, but it's not the end of the world. And, of course, the solution to this is not to say to everyone, could you please stop having modern civilization powered by ubiquitous and cheap availability of energy. It is about focusing on what we've solved pretty much all of the environmental problems with our ingenuity. Find smart solutions that will eventually make green energy so cheap everyone will want it, rather than trying to command everyone to stop using fossil fuels now, which, quite frankly, is not working.
And so just picking up on this, though, that too, the discussion in terms of going forward, there's one thing in terms of the economic impact. What about the health impact, the kind of to respond to some of the Chicken Littles about the end of days, forget the GDP for a second, but, the fish swimming in the streets on South Beach and all of the other apocalyptic claims that have been made, that including some that were supposed to have already happened that have not.
And again, the perhaps most important overarching point to remember here is that less poverty, getting people out of poverty into well-off and richness, is the best way to avoid all of these problems happening. So what we've seen is, in the past, lots of people died from hurricanes. Remember, the biggest natural disaster in U.S. history is still the Great Galveston Hurricane of 1900 that killed somewhere between 6,000 and 13,000 people. So by far the biggest disaster. And that was because these people were poor. What you've done is you've lifted people out of poverty. That's why we see so relatively few people die in Florida. That's why a hurricane, when it hits Guatemala, it will impact sort of a third of the GDP, and it'll kill thousands or even tens of thousands of people, where it'll kill 5, 10, 20 people in Florida. So really, this is about making sure that we get so rich that we can tackle this. And the beautiful thing, of course, if you look at how many people die from hurricanes, it's still a terrible thing that every single person dies, but many fewer people die today from all kinds of natural disasters, both in the U.S. and also globally. And that's because we're focusing on lifting people out of poverty.
Yeah, that's really interesting perspective on it. I think that's right. Mr. Lundberg, Bjorn Lundberg, president of the Copenhagen Consensus Center, author of books including The Skeptical Environmentalist and Cool It. Mr. Lundberg, thanks so much for joining us. Appreciate it.
Great to be on.
And he joined us on our Turnkey.pro answer line.
It's like a hot, steaming cup of information to start your day. It's Chicago's Morning Answer on AM 560. The Answer.
Coming up, admit it. Who sleeps with their pets? 312-642-5600 is our Turnkey.pro answer line. But first, here's your forecast. Plenty of sunshine today. A high in the mid to upper 80s. And then tomorrow, a high near 90. It's going to be sunny, humid. And then on Sunday, we'll have a chance of a thunderstorm in the afternoon, a high of 82. Looks like a great weekend. Let's go into their Alarm Detection Systems Traffic Center. Here's Jim Telemonte.
Thanks, Amy and Dan. Inbound Kennedy. Your delays are from Nagel to the Burn Circle. It is an hour and 5 minutes, O'Hare to downtown. 42 minutes from Montrose, 33 in the Express. Outbound 17 minutes to Montrose and 36 to the airport. Eden's 22 minutes, Lake Cook to the junction, outbound 28. The Eisenhower, much improved, still about an hour and 8 minutes, Thorndale to downtown, and 48 minutes from Manheim, outbound 43 to Thorndale. Stevenson, an hour and 10 minutes, 355 to Lakeshore Drive, outbound 40 minutes. Bryant's 40 minutes, 95th to downtown. Lakeshore Drive, southbound, it's knotted up, Bryn Mawr to North Avenue, northbound heavy 18th Drive to Jackson. Northbound Tri-State, the delays are from 75th to 31st, and from the Reagan Tollway to Irving Park. The Adams Tollway's fine. Reagan Tollway, slow 31 to Eola. Veterans Memorial, the delays are from 75th to the Reagan Tollway and Army Trail to 290. Northwest Indiana's fine. I'm Jim Talamonte, the Alarm Detection Systems Traffic Center.
After your choice of spouse, where you send your kids to school is the most important decision you make. That's why I'm excited to tell you about Northridge Preparatory School, an independent Catholic school for boys, grades 6 through 12. I visited there this week, and I knew about it already, but it is an excellent school. I can't tell you how impressed I was by the leadership of the school as well as the kids that are being educated there. There's no brainwashing that's prevalent elsewhere. Northridge Prep instills the traditional values that you hold as parents. Northridge Prep is all boys with an all-male faculty. They celebrate your son's natural enthusiasm. It's a good place to be a boy. I'm impressed with the men who teach there. They're great role models who get to the hearts of their students. Their demanding liberal arts education produces well-rounded men with the ability to think for themselves. Every day at Northridge Prep, Mass or study hall for one period. This is grades 6 through 12. Good stuff. Northridge Prep grads go on to the best universities, including the Ivy League, have top athletics and arts programs, ranked the #1 best all-boys school in Illinois, and top 100 school in America from U.S. News. I strongly encourage you to attend Northridge Prep's open house on October 22nd. To learn more, visit northridgeprep.org. Again, the open house on October 22nd, the website, northridgeprep.org.
Balance of Nature's fruits and veggies.
I've had 10 major surgeries, including 3 brain surgeries. And I have extreme rheumatoid arthritis, lupus, and fibromyalgia. And I wanted to let him know that his Balance of Nature have helped boost my immune system so much because I'm on injectable medications for the rheumatoid, and they bring down your immune system. Since I've been taking Balance of Nature, I haven't gotten a cold, nothing. It really helped me tremendously.
Good health is only a phone call away. What are you waiting for? Don't miss your opportunity to get a free month supply of Balance of Nature. Call 1-800-2468-751. That's 1-800-2468-751. Or go online to balanceofnature.com.
Use promo code Chicago.
Coins and currency are full of history. Coins and currency are fun to look at. Coins and currency can be great investments and a great hobby, too. Here's your opportunity to see one of the largest coin shows in the nation. It's free. Make plans now to attend the 58th Coin and Currency Show, presented by the Illinois Numismatic Association. The show is at a new location, the Mega Center at the Pheasant Run Resort in St. Charles. Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, September 21st through the 23rd. Admission and parking are free. Just bring your photo ID. Hundreds of dealers, the best from all over the country. See displays valued at millions of dollars, U.S. and world paper money, gold and silver bullion, and a lot more. This is a show for the whole family. The 58th Coin and Currency Show, presented by the Illinois Numismatic Association. Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, September 21st through the 23rd at the brand new location, the Mega Center at Pheasant Run Resort in St. Charles. Admission and parking are free with your photo ID. More info at ilnaclub.org. That's ilnaclub.org.
One thing I know for sure, that so many of our listeners get a great night's sleep, and that's because so many of you have purchased My Pillows. You've saved a lot of money, and if you don't sleep on a My Pillow, I suggest you act now. By using the promo code Amy, you'll get the absolute best deal available anywhere. It's the 50% discount on a My Pillow 4-pack. That includes 2 premium My Pillows and 2 Go Anywhere My Pillows. You can move the fill to give you the support you need regardless of sleep position, and you won't wake up to a stiff neck or headache. They're made in America. You can wash them and dry them. They are hypoallergenic, and there's a 10-year warranty and a 60-day money-back guarantee. The founder of My Pillow, Mike Lindell, is a true patriot, and he's generous. He donated 60,000 pillows to Texas flood victims. So get your 50% off the 4-pack in September by calling 800-489-0201. Use the promo code Amy or visit mypillow.com. That's 800-489-0201. Promo code Amy.
Change in the market shouldn't be a surprise to anyone. In fact, since World War II, we've seen a correction on average about once every 18 months. That's why Arlington Capital Management developed proprietary tools that help them to see what's beyond your investment horizon. Like an experienced ship captain uses tools to avoid stormy weather, Arlington Capital Management uses tools to guide you through market corrections before it's too late and help us decide when to capitalize on opportunity. Call Arlington Capital Management today at 855-471-5796 to learn how their active management systems can help you. Each day, they actively explore the market, our economy, and all the variables that affect your investments. Stormy markets never cloud their vision. The professionals at Arlington Capital Management use their tools and experience to guide them. Call Arlington Capital Management today at 855-471-5796 for a financial review. The number again is 855-471-5796 or learn more at arlington-capital.com.
Once again, Schrank Smoke and Gun has great offers to save you money. For the month of September, get 10% off all Smith & Wesson firearms, new and used. There's pistols, revolvers, and rifles. Combine this sale with the M&P Perfect Summer Hideaway rebate for an even better deal, plus save even more money and avoid Cook County taxes at Schrank's. Schrank Smoke & Gun has Lake County's largest selection of new, used, and consignment pistols, rifles, shotguns, ammo, and full gunsmith services. And the Schrank's Humidors have all of your favorite cigars. If you don't already know, find out in September why Schrank's is the firearms store generations of customers trust. Visit smokethelettern.gun.org or call 847-662-4034. Like Schrank's on Facebook and keep up with the Schrank's valuable series of employee product and service recommendations. Schrank Smoke and Gun in Waukegan, your family-owned gun store since 1964.
Hi, my name is Ray McElroy, former Chicago Bears player and chaplain and founder and CEO of the nonprofit Array of Hope on Earth. You know, running a successful nonprofit organization that serves at-risk, underserved youth in the inner city of Chicago presents its own set of challenges. I am so relieved that as a small, newer organization, we don't have to count our payroll and HR responsibilities as one of them because of the amazing service we receive from Precision Payroll of America. Not only do I appreciate the professional quality of Precision Payroll of America, but I also love that their values of faith, family, and fair and comprehensive service align perfectly with our own.
Thank you, Ray. For our great services, call me at 630-242-1507 or on the web at precisionpayroll.com. To support a great cause, check out arrayofhopeonearth.org.
Tom, you're the best, bro.
No, man, you're the best.
No, you're the best.
Oh, you the man.
No, for real, dog. You the man.
AM 560. The Answer.
Who let the dogs out?
Who let the dogs out? All right, so Dan, I've been chomping at the bit to tell you about this story for a few days now. No, do you let your dog sleep with you at night? Or is this a personal question?
We both sleep in the raw.
Stop it. Does your dog sleep with you in your bed?
Sometimes. He's more independent now.
So when he was a puppy, he needed his daddy? Well, there's
I'm not his daddy, I'm his owner, and stop speaking in that voice.
New research from the Mayo Clinic in Arizona tracked the sleep of 40 adults and their dogs over a 5-month period, and they found that letting dogs sleep in your bedroom helps you get a better night's sleep regardless of the breed of the dog. Because some dogs snore like bulldogs, but Bunky doesn't have that problem.
Yeah, then we can get up and go to... Oh, there's Bunky right now.
I know.
Then we go to dog yoga together. We put our active wear on. We go to dog yoga.
Here, tell me, what was this dog yoga? Because I've heard of We have dog yoga on Saturdays. My friend Susan Day teaches it at the park, weather permitting. And you bring your dog and you do the downward dog and you do the chaturangas.
Yeah. So you do yoga with your dog. It's supposedly very calming for both people, and you synchronize with your dog, according to the dog yogis that I've talked to.
There's one lady who listens
do you wear,
to
Do you wear the same clothes as Monkey?
Yeah, we wear matching outfits.
I figured.
I got her a free Rod T-shirt, too.
Yeah, I'm sure, of course.
She looks so cute. Well, thanks so much for making us part of your work week. Thanks to Justin Kosick, our technical director. Keith Conn.